DJ Davido ongeza volume. Volume iko live. Karibuni sana, karibuni sana. Wacha nione ni akina nani wamedonjo. Nione ni akina nani wamedunda. Karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. Chairman wa Udaku. Wow, okay. Very, very interesting name to see as the first one. Shela Kipetu, karibu sana. Biggie Joker, karibu sana. Zipi, karibu. Masi Tuja, karibu. Boiling Point ameingia, of course. Yani the previous conversation we were talking with men, Boiling Point hakukua. Saizi ameshow up. Mulimona kwa the last interview. Haikuwa, tulikuwa naongea 2 times 1 time, Boiling Point missing. Sasa amekuja. Lilian Jalemba, what's up, how you doing? Karibu sana. Vivo Njenga, kina Happy Clara, Luna Eve wako hapa in the building. Mtaani TV, Faith Ndeti, karibuni sana. Gladys Njeri, nimekucheki. Daisy 001 Mwadime yuko hapa. Brian Babs yuko in the building, karibuni sana. Eric Gekoge, karibu sana. Nimekucheki pia uko in the building. Maria Mary, karibu sana. Mary Glory Ambani, karibu sana. Ramla Baby 003, welcome, welcome. Queen Kate Paul, nimekucheki, karibu sana. Doris Kwamboka, karibu sana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tafuta kiti ukae mahali. Tafuta bundles, sababu sasa inataka kuwaka sasa. Obinna uniletea nini kutoka Ushago? Doris Kwamboka, by the way, mimi sitokangi na kitu Ushago, by the way. I rarely do. Kwa sababu sometimes we go to Ushago, then we carry everything that they have and we come back with them to the city, then tunawacha tena bila anything. Now, let me paint a picture for you so you understand. You go Ushago, you do some small shopping when you're there, munazikula na mom, dad, family. Then ukitoka, wanakupatia banana, rabuoni, millet, whatever, wanakuweka kwa kagunia na mahindi, whatever wameshaga, unabeba. Then unapiga 2,000 ama 3,000. You get? So basically it's more like a transaction. So basically ni kama mekuzia hizi vitu alafu tena muacha bila. Sangine you even take it more because your mom loves you, your grandparents love you. So let's prefer not to. Wacha wazitumie. So sija kuletea chochote in not so many words. But next time wewe ukienda nilete mazuri. Yeah, inafaa si ndo tukienda nyumbani sasa tunapeleka mazuri. No, we left home to change home. Sasa wewe unarudi nyumbani tena mama, unajua sasa mama zile mandizi zako. Mama anakupatia tu mpaka mapera. Lakini mtu anabeba mapera tu Nairobi shwali. Kwani maisha imekuweka wapi? Do you know I've eaten mapera my whole life. Umekula mapera? Wewe umekula mapera?
Obvious.
But okay.
Tunapanda hadi mti huko juu tukachukua mapera tukakula.
Okay.
Yeah, mapera. Na by the way muleta mapera Nairobi. Mimi hao.
They are them. Yeah. Tunabeba mapera. Ni the same as anabeba mzabibi. Unajua mzabibi? Unabeba mpaka Nairobi.
Kwani nini mbaya na hizo?
Mzabibi. Okay, jamna. Unajua jamna? Zambarau.
Zambarau. Zambarau ni?
Unaona zambarau?
I'm sure I know it, ni venye tu unasema jina yenye sijashikanisha.
Kwani zambarau na English? Zambarau.
I'm sure nikiona naijua.
You don't know zambarau?
Kuna kitu kama hiyo.
Zambarau.
I'm sure if I see it, I know it.
Si jamna. Hebu mtuambie zambarau na English ni nini hapo kwa comment section kwa sababu sisi tumetulemea hapa sasa.
Ama na ile lugha yenye inajulikana ile.
Na lugha inajulikana. Tuambie. Zambarau. Kitu unaweza beba kutoka ni avocado. Hiyo nayo na mawembe,
mandizi.
Mandizi, rabolo.
Managu.
Managu. Saga, hizo.
Pumpkin,
maziwa mala, mursik.
Marurani.
Marurani ni gani?
Hiyo ekerandi ya hiyo kama mursik ya Kisii.
So hizo unaweza beba sasa. Unaona, lakini zambarau
acha mapera.
Mapera?
Kwani unaachia nani mapera? Si kama mapera watu wanakula Nairobi. Bana mapera, wewe acha tu.
Unajua mapera mtu akipiga unajua kwenda kwa toilet. Theater. Ukipiga mapera vizuri tu. Toilet hakwanga ni theater. Uko tu kuna kala kaveni kanatokanga pa tata. So mapera unaonja kwa umbali. Mapera si kitu ya kucheza. Unawachana na Ushago. So jamna inaitwa Java plum. Ndio tumepoteza senator kabisa.
Hapo hata sielewi.
Black plum Jamam.
I think I know. Unajua, wacha tuniangalie picha.
Gulugulu. Senator na gulugulu jamana, mambo imekuwa ni mingi. Watu hawajui vitu wamekula.
Hizi unabeba for sure.
Umeona nini? Hebu nione umeona nini?
Ona. Sini hizo.
Hii jamu nako tena ka different.
Hizo hata zilikuanga na hii mali tulikuwa tunaishi.
Jamu na ukipiganga sana ulimi ina block. Ulimi inakuwa tasteless. Alafu inakuwa papo. Usikii anything. Hata ukikula ugali wewe. Ni wapi pilipili? But inashibisha sana. Paul Njuguna Chege, Mili Ngaira, Kemunto Leticia, Tamtam TV, karibuni sana. Gwethe pia yuko hapa. Ati muulize mbona alisema internet izime time ya protest. Ngoja kidogo.
Leo zote zikuje hivyo.
Yes, internet izimwe time ya protest. Hiyo iko na by the later you're gonna bring all the questions that mnataka kupatia Mwesha hapa, mutazileta zote, so save them for later, zitakuja. Wamesema Zambarua inatoa chambura. Rada ati akona mtu, hizo zitakuja baadaye, hizo si saa hizi. Wacheni kwanza tuanze kwanza mambo ingine nini, alafu tutakuja sasa kumalizia kufinish kumalo na hizo zingine zote. Zote zinakam. For now wewe tafuta kiti, uambie mambo inataka kuchemuka hapa na utuambie una tune in from wapi. Lemo Hillary ndio kuingia, kina Johnson Osugo anasema outfit hadi viatu. Wewe okay, tutaangalia. Tutaangalia ni viatu gani amevaa.
Bana hiyo ni ya pressure. Iko na
hizi ile kukanyaga Mariamu. Unataka kuni ni video, tafuta hiyo video. Mambo ni mingi. Alafu tafuta pale video ya buju buju. Ile ya buju buju. Hiyo iko. Very nice. Mambo ni live. Salimia sweet girl. Okay.
Nimesalimika.
Valentine amekusalimia hapo. James Mumbo, Natasha Wamali yuko hapa, Eugene Omondi from Garissa. Watu wamekuja hapa kutoka pande zote. Davido, tuanze kipindi. What's up, everybody? Oga Top is in the building. Oga Top is in the building. It's Monday, and when it's Monday, it's time for Obinna Show live. Karibu sana. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a very interesting, confused episode ever. So I've hosted two gentlemen. One is for 2 term, the other one is for 1 term. Okay, you go watch. But there is one gentleman hapo alikuwa tururu. Yani network was problematic. Uko kwa internet gani? Yeah, so go watch that one. You will learn something that next time you're going to such a platform, do your research. Then also after this one, we're going to be having Shalkido Muspin Namayangs. Yeah, we know that Shalkido has been going through a lot of situations. We're going to listen to him. He asked for a conversation, so we've invited him as well. After that one, we're going to be having Wakisi Wawiri. Osoro na the brother wanakuja hapa, wako na Mkisi Fest which is coming up, and then after that we're going to be having Capedo photography, so stay tuned for that one and much more today. And if you're just tuning in, you need to subscribe, man, because that's all the help we're asking from you. Na tuko na till number ya M-Pesa iko hapa, tuma kitu na utume na kutoa. Mtu anatumaanga kutoa kwa till ama kwa till mtu anatoanga aje?
Sinananga kwa bank.
Usitaka kuchaja kutoa?
Sidani.
Okay. We'll figure it out. However, on Obinna Show Live, we aim to give you inspirational and motivational conversations. We want to educate you, but above all, we are here to entertain. Are you not entertained? So it's about to be good vibes. Coming live to you, of course, from Samaki on Othaya Road. Hapa na seafood like this. Same WhatsApp group. Na wale wanapenda pizza ama nyama choma, pia iko hapa privacy, ambience. is giving will you marry me. Sasa ukuja na mtu wako hapa na walipa kwenda kwa magoti sitao. Just putting it out there because hata akisema no hakuna mtu ataona umejificha kwa kona mahali. Sasa umejianika town. However, for the first time on Obinna Show live, Senator Gloria Orwoba is in the building. Makofi tafadhali. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
How are you?
I am well.
Yes.
I'm in good spirits.
Okay.
I'm in good health.
Okay.
I'm alive.
Okay.
We take a lot of things for granted. So when you wake up and you're alive and you're in good health,
Okay.
you thank God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karibu sana. Nice to finally meet you.
Yes. How do I look in person? Nakuanga na the same. Every time I meet someone, they're like, "Oh, you're so in person," or "You're so." What's your impression?
That's a trick question.
Most people think I'm big. Apparently, the billboards make me look big.
Yeah.
And then most people always say, "Oh, you're prettier in person." I'm like, okay.
That's true. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
So nowadays, I'm just used to accept them.
Yeah, in person, you're hot. Yeah. She's hot, man. She's blazing.
Wewe Obinna utaleta shida.
Shida ndo nimezoea. Mimi Shida is my middle name. Andika tu Obinna unaona Shida. So in person, you're a bit soft.
Am I soft in person?
Yes, like the outlook.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also the color coding you've done nini. Oh, walisema hata viatu zako umepiga gani?
Imagine, let me tell you, by the way, it's a narrative.
Yeah.
Later on, I'll explain.
Yeah.
There's something I saw one of the Twitter vocal person say, know when to recognize a smear campaign. Ever since niliinua Biblia, there has been a smear campaign against me. Because I dress the same everywhere, in parliament, but people have been conditioned to think a certain way about me. So when they meet me, they're like, but that's not who we thought you are. So it's been years of a smear campaign. And it's my fault because I never push back. I never used to, watu wakisema vitu, badala nitoke niseme vitu zingine, nasema, wachana hizo vitu za mtandao. So ikashikilia, and then it became rooted. So then when I did my team here, some of my team members wakani convince, wakaniambia niende nikae chini kwa podcast. Jumi sitakangi maneno za. So nika podcast ingine, and then apparently everyone was like, "Oh my God, that's not the same person we know."
Yeah.
So yeah. So no when.
So this is who you are.
This is who I have been. This is who I am. It's just that I think people were conditioned to think a certain way about me. And they just nile kitu unajuanga tu dema na kuanga hivi, so it doesn't matter what she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
At least that's my analysis.
Si tumeona mtu masinema mavipindi nini, alafu hapo nakaa mkono ni soft, umeva mapete huku, masaa manini, mapink.
But Obinna, even if you go and check my dress code in parliament, I dress the same.
When you baby girl?
Always. Been napenda soft life. bright colors. But then me tu niko hivi, ni venye tu mumekonditioniwa kuniona a certain way.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I challenge you to go back and see the.
Now we'll go back.
Go back and look at the clips.
Wait a minute.
I even used to wear flowers in parliament.
Yeah.
So nothing has changed. I've been the same person.
Okay. Nice bracelet.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mbona umevaa ring huku na huku? What's that about? Moja ilikuwa proposal engagement ukasongeza ama alipropose mara mbili?
Hapana.
Na moja umejinunulia.
Ahibana. Ikifika mahali unajinunulia pete, by the way, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but ikifika hapo,
it happens. A lot of ladies wamejibaya mapete. Ikuset.
Moja ni ya kuchukuliwa, ingine tuli push juzi. Mtoto akatoka. So I got a very nice so this one I'm wearing it until the next one. Who knows, maybe I'll push another one, who knows.
Wait, hold up, wait a minute. Unaenda mbio sana. Syllabus punguza
kidogo. But si nimeza kwani?
How long ago?
I have now, he is 9 months actually.
You have a 9 month?
Yeah, I have a 9-month-old baby.
Wow, congratulations. Yeah.
Niliza tukiimpeach Rigiji. Right after.
Wana impeach Rigiji, wana impeach mtoi.
Bana uko na nilikuwa na ball.
Sisi hatufocusingi, si hiyo time mambo ilikuwa ni mingi.
That's a famous photo where apparently I'm the only UDA member who went to say hi to him and talk to him in session, and then there was this photo that came out.
Mambo ilikuwa ni mingi. Sisi tulikuwa na pressure tuko.
Nilikuwa na ball. I have a 9 month. My last born is 9 months and my first born is 17 years old.
Ah, wow, 17.
17.
Kwani uko na miaka ngapi wewe?
I'm 39. So mwache hizo rumors. Hata hizo rumors zingine ni fake news. I'm 39 years old. I was born in 1986. Yes.
Wallahi haukai.
Naka?
Mimi nafikira labda uko 30.
No, I'm 39. Kwanza ninaingia hivi 4th floor. Very soon.
Okay.
Ndio lazima sasa tuharakishe na historia ya watoto hii tuondoke. Bana kupata mtoto kama uko 40 something ni ngumu. Hey, so, kama hata hii sasa hivi yenye ilinishinda.
Uno last born ama unataka?
No, I think I want 2 more.
You know, around the corner 40's coming. Sasa wili wata space gap.
No, sasa unajua lazima ni harakishe, but I think I can manage to get 1 before elections and then 1 after. So unajua lazima upange pia na job, huwezi.
Wakizua hivi na sio hivi.
Unajua kuna venye lazima pia tena uchape siasa nini, yeah, so ni kujipanga.
But 17 year gap.
Yeah, you know, my firstborn, I was, let me say I wasn't ready, but then I feel like God needed to do that because it grounded me. Juu mi ni wale ningekuwa nimeenda like nili need kukua grounded.
So mimba inatulizanga watu? Not
necessarily, you get responsibilities. And if you have responsibilities, I mean, you can't be in the bar. There are people I used to drink with like 15 years ago, bado hawajatoka kwa bar.
For real?
Wallahi, wananipigianga wakiwa wamelewa, I'm like, gosh, girl, you need to leave the bar. Your whole life is passing you by.
So ni mimba ili kutoka kwa bar?
Ili nifanya nikuwe na, unajua lazima uende home. Lazima pia ufanye tu vitu hustle.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you getting kids you are just forced to grow up.
Okay.
Yeah. And me, I was crazy. So my son grounded me.
Wow, watu.
Hey.
Above the head.
Hey.
Umepiga sherehe.
Me baby hata naonanga watu wakisema hapa ati sijui you know she missed that. Me there's nothing. I've done everything. I've done everything. Everything you're thinking about, everything? I've done it. Whatever you're thinking about, I've done it.
Kori, huyu anijui vizuri. Whatever I'm thinking.
Whatever you're thinking about, I've done it.
Umepiga bangi?
Mi bana hii show unajua kuna swali zingine huwezi leta nini?
No, unasema how do I plead the fifth and then we know the answer tunajijazia. Well,
me, I've told you whatever you are thinking about that is done in your 20s, I've done it.
Mambo ni live. Mtoto pia alitoka kwa bar. Huyu wa 17.
No.
Si umesema huyu wa 17 ndiye alifanya?
No. I was in a very stable relationship and we got married even. So, yeah.
Oh, is the husband now?
No.
Oh.
No.
Pole. Sasa sijui niseme pole ama.
No. It's you marry passionately and you divorce passionately. When things don't work, things don't work. Obviously, force issues.
Okay. All right.
You marry and you know.
Mlikuwa pamoja for how long?
For a while, actually. For a while.
Nipendana.
Sana.
Then
life. Life.
Only fall out of love. When akuchikuna ka heartbreaker.
No. You know, also, it's like you. Wale mabeshte ulikuwa nao prima. Saizi mko mabeshte. I mean, people grow, people evolve, you have a different path, either in your career or whatever you want to be. People, by the way, we need to normalize that people grow apart. Even with your siblings, you're not as tight as you used to be mkulala kitanda moja. So it's life. Life happens, and I think people take things too seriously. When life happens, just learn to deal with it. But it was good. We have a son, I mean, and no regrets. No regrets.
Kiona dema anasema hivyo nienda aliwachana. Wakiwachananga wanasema, you know, people fall out, you know, people grow, you know, things change.
So unataka niseme nini?
But wakiwachwa, guy, who usiniambia huyo gaidi. Hey, shitwe. Sasa kusema tu people grow, unajua ni ndiye ali grow out of.
No, that's not true. I believe I've been in very mature relationships with very good individuals. And I don't think that na watu wanajua. Ni venye watu wanasemanga turudi Facebook tuwe mapicha za huyo mtu. Why?
Oh, picha zake ziko Facebook.
I mean, like, you know, that life you live with someone, you can't erase it. It's your life, you move forward. So, yeah, I think I've dated really good people, and I've married really good people, and life has been good.
Corinne, uko na picha za ex wako kwa Facebook?
Mnatoa kwa nini? Kwani hiyo maisha ilikuwa fake?
Tukiwachana mimi sikujui.
Bana, mko serious.
New me.
No.
Hey.
Yeah, no, and I don't know why people do that. Nasikia siku hizi mpaka mnabadilisha majina za watoi.
Yeah, there are people who do that.
Crazy.
Wewe unaweza kuwa friends na ex wako?
I'm friends with my exes. Yeah, I just don't talk to them.
Smart move.
But we don't hate each other. We just don't talk. There's nothing to talk about. What are you going to talk about?
Remember them days? Do you
Why? I am currently in a very good space. Why do I want to go and recall them days with
that
other
was also
people?
a good space then. So good space.
But
good
now,
space.
you know, you can't live in the past. You must move. So that was a good space. Like I've told you, I've dated really good men. And now by the way, I've dated. Dating now, I date. Yeah, well, like dating. I have dated.
Kwani unasema dating, kwani ni wangapi?
You know, there's dating and then there's marrying. Yeah, I've dated.
Kwani umedate wangapi unasema dating? Yeah,
I mean, not wengi, but si ati nilimari mtu mwenye nilipatana na yeye wa kwanza. Yeah, for instance, I've dated a Luo man.
What do you mean you've dated a Luo man? Unasema ni kitu mbaya?
No, I mean, hiyo unajua mtu sasa hizi streets ukitoka lazima utoke na badge of honor.
No.
Badge of honor ni I've dated a Luo man.
I didn't know that we are the epitome. We are the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Au kwangi mjaluo wewe?
Before that, my husband who...
No, wewe kwangi mjaluo?
Mimi si mjaluo. Mimi ni Mkisii.
Guy.
Mimi ni Mkisii. Uone venye nakaa Mkisii ama Wakisii wakaangi hivi?
Kwani Wakisii walichange?
Bana, wewe wacha Wakisii wanakaangaje.
I've always known you are Jango forever.
No, I'm Kisii.
Orwoba.
Orwoba is Kisii, and Orwoba is the only, it's like, my family is the only one with that name. So ukisikia mtu wote kwa anaitwa Orwoba, roots ni za kwetu. Hey.
You are Kisii?
I'm very much Kisii.
Okay, it's fine. Story for another day. But so you said you dated a Luo.
Yes.
How was it?
Before my first husband, I dated a Luo.
Hey, how was it?
It was nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
How else could it have been? But ulipatiwa
it was
character
nice.
nyingine proper.
Hapo mwisho sasa unajua.
Baptism by fire. Hapo mwisho lazima uambie
na by the way huyo muongeleshanga. Huyo actually muongelesha. Akona mabizbizi huku na pale ni nini so But now bana alinipeleka mbio huko towards the end.
Akakupatia hiyo
heartbreak.
Ndio hiyo venye nakuja. Wanasema we love equally and also heartbreak you equally. Kama penzi iko hapa, the pendulum has to swing both ways. Hatuwezi kupenda hapa alafu na kuheartbreakia hapa.
Yeah. But me, I think God has really sent me very good individuals in my life. And even when it didn't work out, when I really look at the stories out here, I'm like, bana huko nje, but soko imeharibika.
Soko ni mbaya.
Soko ni chafu. So
Kanjo amelala.
They are not
cleaning. Mosiria you.
No, me, I can honestly say I think I've been blessed when it comes to that part of my life.
Okay.
I can't complain.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sasa ulifanya push gift tukapatiwa ring.
Nilipewa vitu nyingi lakini this one, you know I love rings. So and this is one of those things that I napendanga. I like rings, I love watches. Hapo ndio nini zangu zucheza when I want to spoil myself.
Na cologne mnanukia fiti, mumeingia hapa studio ka change.
Thanks. Tulisikia hapa kuna demaliza mati wa Kenya wananuka vibaya bana, nikasema let me tell you. Mimi nayo mtaniwekea hiyo stigma. Mwezi niwekea hiyo stigma. Umesikia hebu Obinna ambia watu venye nanuka poa.
Nanukia fiti. Wameingia hapa lakini niko zile za okay. Badio ni cologne gani?
This is a Dubai, and you know me I like smelling like food. So this is vanilla.
Nilisikia makeki niko zile kwani birthday ya
It's
nani?
vanilla. I like smelling like food, so I like the essence of vanilla or strawberry or sometimes you can get dark chocolate. Mtu akipita unasikia njaa. Like, hey, but anaweza kula huyu mtu, anaweza mkula. So if you want to buy me a gift, go look for things that smell. Like it was in the electric and look at nini at your omena, because said she has smell like food. It's mandazi, buta, no. Nice essence, vanilla, strawberry, dark chocolate, nice yummy things, sugary things.
Why do you like smelling like
blueberry?
Why do you like smelling like food?
It's a nice, you almost inanukia
inanukia fiti. But me, I think of it that way. Like this is the first time. Wait a minute. Like someone wants to smell like food.
I want to smell like food. I don't want to smell like flowers. Why do you want to smell like flowers? So you can attract bees. No.
Bees
like
bring
food.
honey.
Nah.
Look at the end product.
Okay, kapala nje saizi unastingiwa hata ujuni maperfume umepaka. I want to smell like food. Strawberry, nice things. You see now you won't forget the scent.
Yeah. Yeah, inanukia fiti.
Thanks.
Huyu alisema ati mademu wa Kenya sijui hawaogi nini.
But that was such a lie.
No, you know when people say some statements on this show, it's their statement.
Yeah.
It's their truth or not.
I don't know, I found that to be so crass. It was so...
Yeah, but sasa unajua tena mimi ndio tena ni mbaya. Na mimi hakuna kitu nilisema. Mimi mpaka nikamwambia, "We, utalala wapi?" Tena mimi kwisha.
I watched it.
Tena mimi niko zile sasa mimi. Tena ningemfukuza ungesikia, "Oh, Obinna na disrespect my guest, amefukuza guest." Ningewacha Pamela mpige, "Oh, Obinna wanapiga." Sasa damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That's politics and public life.
But watu wanukie kama vanilla. Kia Wakisi siku hizi wananukia kama vanilla. Kuna Wakisi tuko na hapa by the way. Trust you me, they don't smell like no goddamn vanilla.
Hamjambiwa poa. Bana hamjambiwa poa.
Ejo. Wananuka kama mbarambamba.
Oh my gosh.
No, wako sawa, wanajaribu. The smell of struggle, but
how does struggle smell like?
Ushasikia harufu ya pesa imekunjwa hivi na konda. Kale kanodika mzee.
Wacha madharau.
Okay, let me apologize before nipelekwe TikTok.
Wacha madharau.
Wakisi. Simwajua jini watu wangu. Lakini kuna wawili wako hapa. Na tena leo niko na wengine wawili baadaye ndawaambia kama they smell like vanilla. Aki wala atakuja hapa ananuka kama nini. Ile chakula Kisii inaitwaje? Si ndizi tu. Ritoke. Oh, mmechange nake. Si matoke tena. Ritoke. Born and raised where?
Born and raised in Nairobi and holidays in Kisii.
Ooh, cool kid, eh?
Cool kid gani bana? What do you mean?
Born and raised in Nairobi, cool kid.
But waseweki wamereziwa Nairobi, mbona hawaiti mimi ndio naitwa cool kid?
No, wale wasemanga Nairobi. So ungekuwa Kayole ungesema Kayole. Wewe si wa Kayole. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
So born and raised Nairobi wapi?
Hapa tu UDA Center.
Cool kid.
But no, in all
in
fairness.
1988.
Hapana.
She was living in UDA Center.
Hapo UDA Center, hiyo street yote si venye mnaiona saizi.
Yeah.
Hiyo street yote hizo mahao zote zilikuwa za gava. Ziliuzwa tu later now zikachukuliwa, zingine zikabaiwa na kina Biwot na kina nani. But that street like this ilikuwa serikali. So kwanza we were the poor kids in the rich neighborhood. Because we were in the government houses.
Oh, but association
Aje sasa na bado.
Simenda most rich pia nyinyi mko hapo katikati. Wakiendesha bike zao mnawaomba.
But you know, you're better off being the rich kids in the poor neighborhood than the poor kids in the rich neighborhood. Juu sasa nyinyi wale wakungojea hapo ati tunangojea kupewa bike ni nini, hamna ball, hamna anything. But we did well. My father did well. He raised us well. We understood quality of life. We turned out well. We are 4 girls. And we've turned out really well.
You was a civil servant?
He was a civil servant from entry level all the way to deputy chief economist in the office of the president.
So amjaanza kucheza na president tu soon.
Bana Obinna unachoma.
You mchezo na president mwenyewe kitambo.
No, he raised us well.
Yeah.
He had his shortfalls, but he did very well as a father.
He tried, yeah?
Yeah. No, he didn't try. He did it.
He did it.
He is the yardstick. You know, I see your videos with your kids.
Okay.
And I go to the comments. Ukiingia pale comment section kuna watu bana, I think
Awako.
Kai.
Wanaambiwa rudini Facebook.
Yeah. Do you know they're like, oh, Obinna, your kids, oh, the way you show them love, the way I'm like, as opposed to what? Some of us, that is all we knew.
Yeah.
You know, when you see me the way I am, that's all we knew from my father. We don't know any other life. My father lived for his 4 daughters. So when I see how you interact with your kids, I'm like, this is parenting.
This is what's needed. This is the bare minimum.
Wachana hizi vitu unaona watu ati wanaenda kuchukua watu hii Saturday wanawapeleka Westgate wanapiga mapicha wanakuja wanaandika sijui Father's Day nini. You can't even see there's no relationship nini. So I'm like, we need to get to a point, guys, understand, like you need to be there as a father. As we have 4 daughters and we were raised by a single father.
It's an everyday job. Yeah.
And
that's nice.
I wish more people would take it as a positive thing. Unajua na watu wengine wakisema oh, he's doing it for the gram, anataka tu kuonyesha watu hapa nje nini. But the truth of the matter, even if you're doing it for the public, those kids don't know any other life. Those kids, when they grow up, you see, like us when we grew up, everyone used to tell us all sorts of things about our fathers. We're like, our father is a very nice person. Because that's what we know.
Yeah.
He's very nice. He's there for us. He comes for school functions. You know, when I got my period, he's the one who bought us pads, things like, you know, me, that is the father that I know. So if you know another father, hiyo ni yenu. Mi najua hii yenye tulikuwa na, yeah.
You know, most people think my kids know me the way they know me.
What do you mean? So how do they know
the
you?
version my kids know is different from the version people know.
Oh,
people
yeah, obviously.
know Oga Obinna.
Yeah.
My kids know Dad.
Yeah.
And Dad is different. Dad is like this, Dad is like that, Dad is a friend, Dad is a protector, is a provider, Dad is this. So when you people see, you're like, oh, you know, I'm thinking, like you said, some people think, oh, it's fake. I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine. Whatever you think that hiyo ni yako.
Provided the kids are like,
exactly.
Nayo. So kudos to that, to your dad and all the present dads out there.
Yeah.
I know most dads tunabiwangwa usicheze na watoto. Watoto watakuzoea. Our parents were, okay, at least mine was like that.
My dad was ever there. If you talk to any of my sisters, yes, he was strict and he used to beat us up, which was normal those days. But he was also the loving father that right now when I sit and I look back, I'm like, no wonder people used to think we are weird. Because now when I wana wanafikira bana say na ni warembo wanne na hawana madhawa yuko nini, you know, like from as far back, like our last born sister, I'm pretty sure my dad literally wiped her ass when she was a kid, you know, when you're potty training. I'm 100% sure because I was young, so she's even younger than me. Okay. So now when we are out of it and we are not living in that bubble where he's protecting us, is when you're like, oh my God, by the way, no, now I understand why people used to think we are weird, because their fathers never used to be there for them the way our dad was there for us.
True.
Yeah.
True. He was a single dad.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Single dad, died single, has been single.
Why? When mom left, he said he's not remarrying or something.
I don't know. You know those ones amungeongea as kids,
Mi wangu ananulizanga we. Sasa mama imegeuka.
But also one thing that he never did, he never badmouthed my mother to us. In fact, for us, like for me, my mother never existed because you just never heard about her.
Yeah.
And till he died, he just never did that. And what happened is when we grew older, we got to experience our mother and know who she is. And then you make your own judgments.
Join the dots.
And then we all have different, those who have relationships with her, it's different. You get what I mean? Yeah. But he never used to sit down and tell you, Mama yenu ni mchawi. He never ever, not once.
Most dads don't, because you know it doesn't change what is.
2025.
Most dads don't. I said most. Most dads don't. Yes, some do, but most don't because, okay, this is my analogy. It is what it is. Whether you say you don't say, they see.
And you know,
grow,
the thing about it is kids
happens,
grow up And when they grow up, they experience
both, and then,
both,
like,
and then they'll be like, lakini hata huyu anakuangaje, then you're like, now they've gotten it for themselves. So that's one thing he did, yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All the present fathers out there, nayo. Congratulations. Congratulations. Primary Nairobi, high school Nairobi. Umesema nyumbani ilikuwa ni holiday.
Tulikuwa tunaenda every time we close school, my father would pack us up and take us to Kisii.
Sisi apate free space.
Anasema kwanza mwende huko Kisii kwanza mjue venye maisha ingine iko. So we spent all our holidays in Kisii.
Mombasa.
All. Mombasa tuliendanga like not even during holidays, like I think those days when
School trip.
School trip. No, really school trip. Yes. And in our adult life. But sisi tulikuwa tukifunga shule Kisii, Sameta straight express, and then munaka huko mpaka the day before school you come back to Nairobi.
Old school dads. Kitambo wazazi walikuanga hivyo, by the way. Then shags nayo maliza. Which one was your high school?
St. George's Girls.
Natafuta network penye iko.
State House Primary, that's where I went to primary school. Right next to it is State House High School, and then St. George's. Yeah, I was in State House Primary. Nini mbaya na State House Primary?
Hakuna kitu mbaya, ni kwenye tu sasa cool kids. Kwa hiyo unaona?
Let me tell you, when education used to work,
yeah,
this is what used to happen.
If
you live around,
pause. When education used to work.
When education used to work in this country.
Mumenipata?
Mulikuwa munazoniwa. Mahali unaishi, huko unaamka ati unaishi Kibira, unawachana na Makina na hizo shule zote ati unakuja State House. By the way, haungepewa transfer. Mahali unaishi huko ndio uende shule. That's why us guys used to walk to school. Because unaenda shule, and that's how education should be. Wachana maneno ya watu kuamka 5 am unaingizwa kwa school bus nini. When education used to work, where you live, the schools around you, you go there.
But there's this thing for even for watu kuandika mashule, like my son just did, kuandika mashule anaweza taka kuitwa ama kuenda. There's that one that wanasemanga if you're in Nairobi unaitwa shule iko Kakamega, iko sijui wapi. You don't believe in that as well?
Tunaandika, and those days kulikuanga, okay, in my days, not so far along because I'm not that old. I finished primary school in 99 or 2000. And when we were choosing the schools, you would choose provincial school, national school, hivyo. Yeah. Me, my first choice. In fact, I remember one of the teachers telling me, haujaweka national school. Me, I was like, Mr. Weka national school, me nataka kwenda St. George's. So, my first choice was not because you have to put a national school. I was like, I want to go to St. George's, so that's my first choice. So, when I scored very highly, by the way, that time it was out of 700. I think I got 525 marks. Those days getting a 500 was like, well, it was a big deal. And because I had not chosen a national school, yeah, they gave me my first choice. And my first choice was St. George's. So things used to work. It was not like umeandika choices tatu hapa alafu umeamka sijui umeitwa Ngara Girls. No, my sisters were in Ngara, we always laugh about it.
Munadharau Ngara Girls, ndio?
Waliandika mashule za juju wakaitwa Ngara, so weird. And my father was like, utaenda shule umeitwa. So they went to Ngara.
By the way, back in the day, our parents used to believe shule umeitwa ndo unaenda.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wamekuita for a reason, nenda hapa kuna. Like that you can. So St. George's kumaliza Campo.
Nimeona kuna debate. I did a diploma in architecture to begin with, okay, and then I did a degree in social work, and then I'm currently finishing my degree in leadership and management, which was inspired by wanting to get into this leadership space.
Okay. Shule ni gani?
Shule ni nyingi. I was in Nairobi International NIT. Okay. Technology, which is a JKUAT affiliate for architecture. Okay. You know something funny? When I finished high school, I passed, but we are 4 girls. So by that time, 2 of my sisters were in one was in JKUAT, doing pharmacy, and another one was in Makerere. And remember, my father is a civil servant. Okay. So by the time I finished, I was like, daddy sitaki kufanya kitu yote, nataka kufanya architecture. Now, I got a B. So it's like architecture itakuwa ngumu labda uingie parallel. Sina pesa ya parallel. So he was like, why don't you just take BCom or anything? And I refused. I was like, let me tell you, I have seen these things in the movies. Mimi nitafanya kitu nataka kufanya architecture. So he told me, basi kaa nje mpaka nipate pesa. So I stayed out for a year. And then because he realized I'm so stubborn, he was like, you know what? Nimepata hapa JKUAT affiliate. Na wanafanya your architecture but diploma. So he tried to cancel me and tell me, why would you want to sit out a 3.5-year diploma when that's an equivalent of a degree? But mimi utaniambia kitu na nataka kufanya architecture. Nikamwambia ni architecture nataka. So that's what I started with. So later on I understood what he was trying to tell me. Like the 3.5 years you're spending, you could have done a degree course. But because I really wanted to study architecture, I didn't budge. I stayed there. And then life happened, got married in between, moved back and forth, Nini. So I did, now I understood, okay, I need to get my Nini together. So at that time I was in the space of NGO, social work. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to do social work. And then later on again, as you see now, in leadership and management, one of my political mentors sat me down and told me that it's important I either look into political science or leadership and management as a form of understanding the space I'm getting into. Because they think I'm going to, they truly believe I'm going to be really brilliant in the future, and they're like, you need to have this backing. Okay. So that's the long and short of my, my education.
Iko sawa.
Yeah. And then obviously in between you do these courses, you know, hizi zenye unajaribu to better yourself, project management here and there. So I always try to not be studying but improve myself academically at any given time.
Okay. No, iko tu sawa. No, ukijisukuma pia with the direction that you're going.
Hopefully nitafanya PhD, wacha tuone venye kunaenda huku mbele. Yes. Masters kwanza alafu PhD, si ndio?
Yes. Yes. Pole pole. Hamna haraka, bado una time. Nataka kupiga masters, PhD watoto wawili before 45. Ulisema before 45?
Mimi sijasema before, nimesema tu it's hard to be in your 40s and give birth. And so I want to finish quickly.
And you need 2 more. You have 2. So you are halfway. Na ubada na nyonya. We mamo ni live. Yaani juzi ulikuwa unabebwa hivyo na unanyonyesha. I'm a police.
Na unajua nilifanywa cesarean section. So hao watu wa kuniinua mamguu hivyo. Yeah. Unabeba mtu I'm laughing about it now, but it's a sad situation because someone called me and they're like, Gloria, I mean, seriously, bado hujapona.
Yep.
And I was like, what was I supposed to do?
Now to cool you off, we'll talk about it, but to cool you off, I have a small gift for you.
Oh, you have a gift for me?
Yes.
Wow, this show is happening.
Yeah, we are like this.
Obinna got me a gift.
Pamela, leta hiyo zawadi, wacha kuangalia huko, angalia huko.
Mbona naona ni kama naenda kuchezwa, maybe zile zawadi zenye uko why did you get me?
Sisi hapa tunakuanga, you know. Yeah, because nataka tukupoeshe, unajua we've been through a lot.
I know.
You know.
It's been a difficult time.
I know, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my gift.
Got you a small gift here. Yeah, mpatie pale.
Oh wow, I love flowers.
Yeah, just not smelling like them, but well.
Okay, so Obinna, you got me these flowers.
Yeah. Usifungue barua utaribu.
This is not you.
Why do you know that is not me?
Because I know who writes like this.
Kuyo ingine imetaipiwa.
I know this language.
Hebu leta nisome.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of him. That's very thoughtful.
Hii ni lugha gani?
This one here.
Oh, yes.
Kuna champagne.
Hey, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I love this champagne, by the way. I love this. I love the Imperial and I like the Nectar Imperial. Yeah. Those are my favorites.
Okay.
Nikijifungianga kwa nyumba hii ndio kazi mfanya.
Nafungua. Si tufungue hii mama tuiche mke.
Nani atatufungulia?
Leta nifungue.
Mimi ni mwoga kidogo.
Simamo ni live.
Oh my God.
Huyu anaitwa Pamela.
This was so thoughtful.
Pamela, Senator
Hi, Pam.
Orwoba. Pamio kwa hapo.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Hii ni lugha gani hii?
Ghanaian language.
Dema ena asomdoe nkawo sewodin.
Bana una sound kama unaimba ile ngoma.
Hebu tusome kwa sababu hiyo language kidogo
sisi. Mimi siwezi soma. You know why I've recognized it? Because it's like most of my flowers that I get, they have not the same caption, but more or less the same caption. I know the language.
Jesus.
Obinna, you want to kill us?
I didn't even shake it, man. Iko na mbio mingi. I even thought I was going to do the polite one, but mambo ni live.
This is nice. Okay.
So this one is from Senator's husband. It was a special gift. Ali get in touch akasema Obinna, I want you guys to...
husband.
Okay. Husband.
No, it's not my husband, it's my person. It's my person.
Una confused.
This is so nice.
What do you mean it's not your husband?
Honestly, like this is so... No, it's my person.
Wana tu confuse. Akiwaheshimiwa. Sasa amegeuza hii story.
Guys, sasa tufanye nini hizi flowers?
Ngoja amekuoa.
You know that's my personal life, so you live my personal life.
Si useme tu no ama yes.
It's my person. Mbona si mtu kama ni wako ni wako.
Mimi ameniambia give my wife the flowers na champagne amependa. So yeye anajua wewe ni wife na wewe unajua yeye si wife.
Aya basi kama amekwambia hivyo basi ni sawa. Hivyo venye amekwambia hivyo. Hivyo venye amekwambia.
Give my wife the flowers. I beg. When should they come there?
He doesn't talk like that. So that's a lie. But he doesn't talk like that.
Yaani wakisi siku hizi wako na Waganania. Good stuff.
And I'm sure Abu Jongea niko almost 200% sure.
Ask him now. Alinipigia kanambia my brother.
Hakuna mpigie basi kama amekupigia.
Bros. Abia wewe shida
kwa nini? He's giving us the glasses because
Pamela ameenda kuleta usiogope. Inakuja yawa. Yawa.
No, this was so nice. Yes.
So amesema tukwambie.
Thank you.
Love will never die. Amesema roses are red.
Hakuna grass. Ongeangi vitu kama hizo. Ongeangi vitu kama hizo.
Okay, amesema sorry for the police.
Oh my goodness. No, this is nice. I'm in a good mood now.
Now amesema tonight there's another gift waiting for you. You know where. Amesema tukwambie hivyo.
That is such a lie because none of those things are in that vocabulary.
Uni trust?
Mimi nakwambia kama mmeongea kwanza umpigie simu. I'm sure mjongea.
Mimi sitaki kusumbua bosi. Mimi sitaki kusumbua bosi so niambia she's doubting. Pamela si just nini? No, mimi sasa unajua situmiangi. Umeniletea mpaka yangu na mimi. Mimi nimeshika mwami.
You don't like champagne?
I don't take alcohol.
You don't take alcohol?
No.
I take alcohol.
Yeah. We've noticed. Yeah, sasa si mimi uniletee sparkling water pia niweke hapa tu.
No, ndio tufanye cheers.
Weka tu hapa chini hao watu wa Moeta hawajalipia product placement.
Hawajalipa by the way.
Na kwanza ni mabeshte zangu na hawajalipia hapa. Wallahi.
Na ukunywi pombe utakuwaje brand ambassador?
No, so unaambia say this one is by then nikilipwa nakunywa. Mimi nikunywa tu for free. How is it?
It's nice as usual. The person who introduced me to this moet is that person, and I've never looked back.
Kwani ulikuwa unakunywa nini pia?
Bana mimi nilikuwa demo wa Manaps huku nje, Napoleon Brandy nini, chokora. Nimekunywa kila kitu hapo nje. Nimeanza kukua fine polished juzi.
Unasema wewe ulikuwa unapiga viva. Unajua viva. Zile za massage. Unajua kama pure water.
No, but those days you were young. You know when you were young, it wasn't about the brand or what. Yeah. It was like we need to go to the club and dance. I need to get a little tipsy. You know, those days, end game. The
end justifies the means. Is you getting new physics?
Yeah, but you know nowadays we don't drink to. I don't drink to get drunk. I have to like what I'm drinking, and then pia unajua lazima kuna mali ukitoka ukigrow up urudi sana kukua mtoi. Yeah. So
drink to enjoy.
I drink to enjoy. I don't need company. I actually like what I drink. Yeah. And I love.
You don't champagne. Like what they drink.
But hata kitambo tuko tunapenda kile tunakunywa.
Yeah, unapiga tu.
Chapa very quickly afu unaenda club.
Zimuda ngapo ulikuwa mtu wa keg.
Keg bana nilikunywanga keg Clubhouse. You remember when they used to sell, I don't know if they do it anymore, they used to sell that
Ile mbuguru.
ile kubwa alafu mlikuwa mnakuja sijui mnanunua watu wangapi. Bana. Me, I've done it. I told you, whatever you are thinking about, I've done it.
Oh. Sorry, I forget.
So now I'm in the next phase of my life, which, yeah.
Wacha to cheers. Very nice. You see, it's also bubbly.
Thank you.
Bubbly.
Nice.
Okay, what are we cheersing to?
Life, good health.
And more money. And
Always.
happiness.
You don't not more money, wealth. More wealth.
Wealth.
Don't ask for money. Money is small. Wealth.
Well. No, you. Wealth, happiness, and when confused.
Good health.
Good health.
Happiness.
Good, happiness and wealth.
Wealth.
All right.
Not
To
money,
us.
wealth. Yes.
You know, the person introduced me to...
Obinna anakuanga fala. Fala sana.
Si mtu lazima kuintroduce me by the first time nilionja sparkling water nilichukia.
And now you can't do without it.
I love it.
It's an acquired taste. And it's one of those things where you need to grow up to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ukisikia mtu anakuambia I don't like spark. Ukisikia anakuambia I don't like spark, hiyo majina kwanga bado haja grow up. Mpe time.
Unapiga sparkling water alafu unakunywa maji normal. Ndio Q ishe. By the way, what do you do for fun? Now, sisemi then mambo yako ni kwa nini?
Now, I sleep.
For fun?
Yeah, I like...
Umegonga 40.
No, I sleep. By the way,
Sleep for fun?
Like you'll be calling me and you'll be like, oh, sijui nini nitakwambia nianze kuangalia. You'll say, can I get 3 hours of sleep kidogo? Alafu ndio as in I'm actually like it's a way.
Boot.
I love sleeping.
Okay.
I love champagne. And I hang out with a very small circle of people, adults. Any circle is so small, it's adults. And we drink a lot of champagne. And gossip. We gossip a lot. We like gossiping. We gossip about everything.
And everyone.
Yeah. Actually, last weekend, we were at my house. We were gossiping about Patelo and D. We were like, let me tell you, ikifika mwisho na hao machali hapa nje by the way tunaenda kutafuta tu boys. Walai.
Korir, hebu jitokeze. Simama. Inuka. Mbele ya Gloria.
Let me tell you. We watched Patelo and D. First, ilianza tu kimchezo, some conversation. You know, we are all 40 and above. I'm the youngest in that.
So ni wa mamas.
Tuko wa madhe hapo na tuko na wengi. We are established.
Wako na kakirus. Korir bado.
So, ikaanza tu convo fulani. Nikamwambia, yeah, you guys have not seen that nini Patelo and D. Shwa. Tushaeka Patelo and D tuna watch. You know how you open a Pandora box? You start with the Obinna Show, and then you go look for them in the YouTube shorts. Then mpaka tukafika. Bana, by the time we left that hangout, all of us, I'm sure, when we were sleeping, tulikuwa tunasema wakudumu wata.
Top shota.
We were so. Let me tell you, we like that. That's what I do for fun.
Kumbe huko juu ni kubaya hivyo.
Bana, soko imechafuka huku nje.
Mbona so umesema tupige machain tatu, Korir. Silver tatu. Maugoro.
Grill.
Grill.
No, but honestly, for fun, that's what I do. And then I like to travel. I have a lot of friends in different places
in
the
different
world.
places.
I like to travel when I want to just switch off from this Kenyan politics. I'm like, okay, shut down.
Do you go back to Sweden and Denmark?
No. No.
Because of why? Umekaka huko. Ulifukuzwa.
I didn't have a good experience in Sweden.
Oh.
So I don't find myself wanting to go to Sweden.
Okay.
I haven't gone back to Denmark since I came back.
Okay.
I don't know why. But I travel to other places.
Ni Ghana tu na Dubai.
Sasa ona venye mnaanza moshene.
Wakudumu atadumu.
So I like the 3 things. I like and honestly, the older you get, I don't think you need a lot of things in life to keep you happy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's so
You need
true.
your family.
Yeah.
You need a good home that has peace. And then, you know, as long as your kids are happy, I find that your life is fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't need much. In fact, these people, my team and the others in the around, wananiambianga wananulizanga natumianga nini pesa yangu juu.
Hakuna plan. Huko tu.
It's not like I go out shopping. I don't like shopping.
You don't like shopping?
I don't like shopping.
Umeolewa?
I don't like shopping.
There's a woman who does not like shopping.
I don't like shopping.
Korir, unajua ni jackpot.
I don't like
unapata na hiyo pesa.
the number of times. In fact, me, I'm an online shopper because of necessity. Like I have an event tomorrow. Crap, I need to buy a dress. Damn it. I go online. I use another Swedo account. I shop. And then I direct someone inaletwa pali na deliveriwa inaletwa. I don't like shopping. If you see me in the mall, I like looking at how space is used. So often if you see me in the mall, I'm looking at the, unajua, this space ikoaje, mall ikoaje. Like for instance, I can tell you why Village Market Mall is doing so well than many malls, including Two Rivers and what. Hiyo ndio kazi yangu. Nendanga comparison ya traffic flow, lighting, to me that's like a nice thing to do, like, oh, this restaurant is nice, but they should have moved it here. They've brought this one here. Oh, I see why Java took that one. But that's like more of a pastime. But ukiniona kwa mall lazima shop.
So nguo mbai leo?
Nimekuwa na nguo for long.
Oh, isho umedharau. Amesema akikwanga na mali important kwenda last minute, lakini amekuwa na nguo for long.
Wacha nikuulize, nguo zangu hizi za flowers ningeva wapi kama si hapa kwa Obinna? Unajua hizo zingine
usini manipulate.
No, nakwambia tu kweli. Sasa obvious nguo hata kama ni zile siku za kwenda State House.
Kwa Mwafrika
singeenda State House na nguo.
Ulikuwa kwa Mwafrika ukavaa vingine.
Bana, kwa Mwafrika nilikuwa nimevaa kitenge.
Lakini mbona hapo kuvaa kitenge? Mbona hujashonesha?
Sikuwa nimeshonesha, hiyo hata nilikuwa nayo for long. Kwanza ibede wewe unafaa kufeel more special. Juani nimevaa nguo, unaona hadi nimeonyesha miguu.
Mimi nilikuwa nashangaa, nilikuwa nafikiria kwa Mwafrika huko. Mwafrika. Iko nene.
And Mwafrika's show.
Yes.
Anyone who's never, I broke my virginity at that show in terms of podcasts.
Yeah.
And it was so comfortable. I didn't even feel like I was like, it was weird because alikuwa ananiambia show iko hapa, sasa nikaingia, show iko hapa, like
how to understand until after you've done it, like.
And apparently that is the one show that I've done that has the highest impact.
Yes. In
telling my story and a lot of things which I didn't realize Kenyans don't know a lot of things.
Yes.
I honestly I didn't know. I guess I'm in my kababble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True story, we don't. But Mwaf is doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Iko nene.
Usema
iko nene.
Iko nene.
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 Iko nene.
Iko nene.
That's what up. That's what up. Unajua kupika kwanza?
Yes.
Are you a foodie?
No,
What's your favorite meal?
Rice and beans.
Mikisi.
I love rice and beans. I love ugali and mayai and mala.
Wakisi.
I love sushi, but a specific kind of sushi.
Yeah. Sasa hapo ameanza ujaluo sasa. Ujaluo entered.
And yeah, those are.
But kupika unapika tu vizuri.
Mupika but sipendi kupika. Like I know how to cook. I can make you anything. By this one you can ask anyone. I can cook. And this is the funny thing. People I've had in my life cook. Like my exes, they cook. I learn from them.
Dating chefs.
Okay, I'm dating chefs. I learned a lot of cooking from my ex, both exes, but I don't like cooking. Like I can cook. I'm a good. I can in the kitchen, but
you have
I
an idea.
Not an idea. I'm really good at it. I just don't like doing it.
Why?
I don't know. I find it like sweeping the floor. It's like it doesn't stimulate anything. It doesn't stimulate my mind. It doesn't.
Kupika.
Imagine nasikianga ni kama mtu akiambia leta kifagio ndio nitafagia vizuri, but it's like it's a bit of nonsense work, like I need stimulation.
Sasa kama upendi kupika na kuosha vyombo? Ndio hiyo. Okay, when was the last time you washed a cloth bus?
Every day.
Kuosha nguo?
Yeah.
Kwani una washing machine?
Me, there are some clothes I wash with my hands.
Oh. Tumekupata. Unajua ni brand ambassador wa pad.
I wash my underwears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iko sawa, tulisema
Watu wanawashianga suruali.
Si unaweka kwa washing machine.
Bila kuosha.
What do you mean you? Si you throw them pale ndani. Hapana.
Bana suruali unarusha tu hivi kwa washing machine na mashati za watu.
Hapana, si unaziweka peke yao. Kwani yao ni moja?
Washing machine mzima hivi na run tu suruali 3.
Mbona ni 3?
Acha. Kwani unaingiza kwani unava suruali 2 weeks ndio unaziosha kwa washing machine?
Si suruali na vest.
Unanuka. Let me tell you. Osha tu suruali yako na mkono.
Si unaingiza na vest.
Suruali na
pajamas, vest. Boxers na vest inaendanga together.
Obinna, osha tu suruali zako. Unaosha tu suruali alafu ndio unaiweka mali nini.
Sawa.
So unataka kunishow ati sasa kama tungekuwa together sasa masuruali zako zingekuwa zinaingia na hii rinda yangu huko kwa machine.
Yeah. Maflowere. Unaingiza box ya white inatoka kama ni purple.
No, I do most of the work in my house.
Yeah. Okay.
I make my bed.
Yes, ni kawaida uko nulutukue ne?
Hiyo nini?
Ile mwiko ya kutakini.
Haji kwa nini? Sina takini tu.
Na hizo makucha?
Yeah, they're not too long.
Okay.
No, I do most of my work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swadakta.
I'm a normal human being.
Haya, this normal human being needs to answer this last question and then sasa tuingie sasa kwa sasa the elephant in the room.
Okay.
What's your search history like?
My search history? Oh shit. It's very awkward.
Later tuangalie.
In fact, it's very awkward. Like it ranges from building equipment.
Oh wow.
To baby stuff, baby rashes and diapers, to Netflix reality shows. Na ikienda huku pia tumeingia menstrual cups. It's an awkward mix. Yeah, very awkward mix.
Okay. Current read?
Oh, I'm not reading anything right now.
Movie?
Current movie?
I'm a latest, the one you've watched. I'm the one
the latest thing I've watched is Hostage. On Netflix. I loved it. I like watching these political things, these mini things. What else? What else am I watching? I watch a lot of documentaries. I've watched did you watch the documentary for he's called Jesse Smollett?
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
Watched it.
Watch that thing. Oh my God.
I know the story though.
Wow. What you know is not the story. You know the fake story. All the fake news that is in this country. I don't know how many documentaries already put out.
You Dave Chappelle Ali.
Bana, Smollett, let me tell you. Yeah. Apparently that whole thing wasn't fake. And there's a whole, just go watch it. There's a whole Department of Justice and the police force that actually turns all sorts of things. Remember they said that he was lying and there were no white men, there were 2 black men. Let me go and watch that
Juicy Smollett?
Yes.
So he was actually assaulted
and he was vindicated, and it's in the Netflix documentary. Man, Netflix needs to do a documentary on me because all the fake news out here. Hey, but then I watched it, I was like, unaona, wakumsikia, ona. You see?
Okay.
So yeah, that's the latest one that I watched that I
saw it about a week ago. Okay, I'll get back to you, but I know your story.
Oh no,
you pretend
you don't know that story. Go and watch it. So it's an eye opener, and it reminded me of a workshop I went for. They were teaching us on the risk. What do they call it? The risk of a one-sided story. Basically, you don't know the whole of it until you know the whole of it.
Until you know the whole of it. Alrighty.
So those are my latest TV nini. Then obviously najua naingianga Obinna ni watch nini. Wakenya wameambiwa wananuka kina nani akina Patelo na D.
Don't start.
You know, and I like when you bring the Jacaranda people. Bunge la wananchi ya Jacaranda. I think this is the 3rd time.
Yeah. And we'll do it all the way.
You know why I like it? That's the reality.
Yes, that's the ground.
When hiyo ni grau.
Yeah,
wachana hizi vitu zingine unasikia political analyst. So I like following those conversations.
Yeah, I also like them because they're very organic. When you bring political analysts, they know how to sit, they know what to say, how to say it for whatever side they are supporting. Wanajakarana kwenda. Kama kuna mtu nimekuwa naye hapa leo points.
Ana, lakini unajua uzuri ya mtu mwenye hana points,
Yeah.
so that all these presidential candidates and aspirants including Maraga can understand you and all your points. Huyu mtu mwenye amekaa hapo akona kura na atavotivo venye anaongea. So you see, it is up to you to go and now educate them, sensitize them, and then fishers of men, bring them on board. Na mtu kama huyo mwenye unasikia anaongea hivyo, uwezi mpata kwa boardroom na workshop. Hiyo ni mse lazima uende umpate ground muongeleshe.
True. Alrighty, so we're about to now start addressing the elephant in the room. Just before we get there, I have a brand new show, Pop the Balloon. Check this trailer out, watch it, comment, like, and subscribe, and also you can get to be part of it. Check this out.
Wewe utawezana?
Yeah, why not? You want to test me? Okay.
Unaweza nibeba?
Siwezi kubeba hapa mbele ya watu, but maybe in the room taza kubeba.
Amesema tujaribu hapa.
Kujaribu hapa. Yeah, listen guys, kuna mambo mengine si ya kujionyesha kwa watu.
Kuna
mambo mengine
kubeba mtu. Kubeba aje?
Unaona?
Hebu muonyeshe example.
Wewe unaweza nibeba?
Ndio hiyo, Mike ndio hiyo. Venye utataka. Wewe. Geuka hivi kwenye kamera ile. Ndio hiyo. Kama we ni mwanaume uko hapa lakini unaona tayari mrembo umeona lakini umechoka, pasua baluni yako. Ngoja wewe, kupasua imeisha. Right there you have it. Every Friday is airing on Obinna TV. So comment, like, and subscribe. Also, if you have a team and you're looking for a management team to come and manage your people for your employees, you want to do the payroll, you want to know how to do the disciplinary actions and the likes, Niles HR is a human resource management company. They're the ones who are going to be helping you take care of your people. I'm with them. They're the ones who help me take care of my people. Their numbers are on the screen. You need to get in touch with them. All right, above and beyond that one, if you're doing anything interior, you want decor out of this world, you want something beautiful and something very affordable, I suggest you talk to Mr. Frames Kenya. They're going to sort you out. Check this.
Wow, are your walls looking plain and uninspired? Transform your space with premium wall panels, elegant marble PVC with stunning backlighting, and modern floating TV stands, all designed to give your home a luxurious, timeless finish. At Mr. Frames Kenya, we offer top quality designs at unbeatable prices. Whether you're going to a classic or modern look, we've got the perfect solution for your home or office. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0705 759 102 or connect with us on social media. Mr. Frames Kenya. Mr. Frames Kenya, where style meets affordability.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. This is Obinna Show live. If you're just joining us, we are hosting Senator Gloria Orwoba. She's vibes. Yeah, she's vibes, born vibes. Si ule munaonanga huko. Kumbe zile zingine zinakwanga tu. Mimi nilijua atakuja hapa tupeleke Kiorie Rogo Manduli. Ama Kilusi Kibaki. Me, I was expecting. But honestly, that's the person I was expecting. When I was watching your interview with Mwafa, I was like, Me, I was just studying. I'm like,
oh really?
Okay.
You thought it was someone else?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Because tunaona kidogo, mama imerudi hivi. Tunaona kidogo, mama imerudi hivi. Anywho, she's vibes. Yes, and we're going to be taking a Q&A session baadaye. But for now, let's talk politics. Now let's talk about the country. There's a lot that is happening that she's been at the forefront of, and we need to find out more about it. First of all, thank you for what you're doing on period poverty. I like it. So the thing is this. When I was in primary school, even high school, Yeah, when I came from Chilaimbo, then I went to Busakami High School, we still had stigma around periods. So when dem alikuwa ananyesha, cheki, people didn't understand. Ama wanafikiria mtu ni mgonjwa. Then ladies will feel ashamed about it. And then later, personally, I always tell my girls, I'm like, yo, I even did a video with Brianna, and some people are like, oh, anaambia watu msichana wake anaenda. I'm like, because you don't understand why we are doing it. You don't get. This is not even about Brianna. It's about another young girl somewhere whom I think is a bad thing. So when we talk with Brianna in this way, she's like, Kuma is not a bad thing. Then because not all parents talk to their kids about it. And I was like, we don't need to have stigma anymore. And I'm glad that at least you're drawing attention to it. And a couple of other people are doing it. So together, even as we have an initiative for mental health, for menstruation health, awareness, and also we also donate some pads. It's known as Pad Moja. It's an initiative we do. So it is a good thing.
Thank you.
Pole pole, we are getting there. However, did you have to be that dramatic with the whole thing? The first time I saw you, uliva trouser ya white.
Muvanga trousers are white.
Ukajipaka rangi.
Sikujipaka rangi.
Ha, Glo.
Sikujipaka rangi.
Gloria is me.
Kai.
It's a safe space.
I know, that's why I'm telling you about my periods.
Ha, sasa wacha nikwambie veje si tuliona. Haya. Sasa tukasema hati mwesh, za mwesh zimenini kama, okay, this is interesting. Kidogo tunasikia, mwesh alikuwa anapiga kipindi. We're like,
Let me tell you.
Kidogo, billboards kila mahali. We're like, mwesh? Is there some money from somewhere that tunataka kucontrol? I'm like, ebu take a step. What happened?
I had my period.
No, that one we know.
Yeah.
But hiyo siku.
Yeah. By the way, that whole thing had nothing to do with periods. I was fighting for my Senate vice chair position in ICT. I'd been told they want to remove me on that day. Otherwise, I would have gone home to change, and maybe the story would have taken a different trajectory. But you have seen me fighting, right?
When
I'm fighting, I am so tunnel visioned to get me out of there.
You don't know your dates?
What do you mean you don't know your dates?
I will send it. Ujui hii tarehe yangu inakujanga tarehe
My
fulani.
periods are not regular.
Oh.
Not everyone has regular periods.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But sasa if you know you don't have regular, si unakuwa ready.
What do you mean if you know? So unava pads 24/7?
Hapana,
So
si
unakuwa
stand
ready
by.
aje? Unakuwa ready aje?
Si unashuku tu.
Si kama hiyo ilikuwa standby. By the way, that's what I'm telling you. On a normal day, had it not been for them threatening to take away my vice chair position, ningeshuka kama nimejifunika nende nikachange nyumbani then nirudi. The only difference was that at that time I was like, let me tell you, hawa watu wanataka hiki tu sasa ndio like nikirudi alafu mko mmeni. There was a lot going on. That's the only difference. And by the way, you can never be ready for a period. You can be ready, you can pack it, but unless you're going to wear pads 24/7 or tampons throughout, every single woman you know in your life has had a period accident.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. Lakini mwesh. Si day one inakuanga ni sports.
Bana hata saizi sports gani? Saizi naweza mkapa ninaweza kwa nimeswahilizi vitu zeni my friend.
Usija hapana ja. Hatuna budget ya kitu kingine.
I'm just telling you,
Lakini
it doesn't
mwesh.
peak. It's not like
No,
you
which is
told
fine.
every Thursday at 4 p.m.
But sports.
What do you mean
Day
sports?
one. Day one to
But they won. Okay, for me, I don't know. We've discussed this with like my friends. For me, day one is the worst. Like the dam opens.
For real?
Yeah, for me, day one is bad. Like I can't have sex on day one. It's bad. Are you getting? It's like it's heavy. Like it's not good.
So, Aya, let me understand this. You're defending your seat. Your
Yes.
position in the
So
Senate.
there was rumors that we are having changes in committee, and nilikuwa na wichantiwa, and I was in such a space, and the whole idea was I needed to go in and convince whoever needs to convincing in that committee, or at least those days I was stupid enough to think that's how it used to work, that I'll convince people not to remove me or not to vote me out.
Okay.
And so I was determined not to go back home. I felt like if I even left for 2 hours, I'll come back and they've taken the thing away, which was actually a fallacy because the thing had already been taken away by, the cartel that runs parliament. So then later when it came out the way it came out, I'm very resilient. I tell people, resilience is not just the ability to get back up. It's the ability to get back up in record time. Like kitu kikufanyikia leo, saizi, you're not going to cry over it for 100 years. The ability to bounce back, make the best out of it, make lemonade, you know. So I'm a very resilient person. So for me, what you were seeing on that day was more of resilience than anything. And because I already knew they were going to make a mockery out of it, because media was already like, you know, and I thought, okay, yeah, whatever, Kenya mzima itonge about it, we'll move forward. I didn't think that it will go international. That to me was very shocking. I mean, my friends were calling me from Europe, and I'm like, shit. Okay, this is not even, you know the way we had said, Kenya wataongea ishe, then we'll move forward. That for me was now the scary part.
Okay.
And that is what now pushed the other things in motion, because I remember the day after, the next 3 days, this was my first big incident in the public, and I didn't know how to handle it. And I was getting mad at everyone and annoyed. And so whatever advice I was getting at that time, I was acting on. So even the billboard came from the weirdest, strangest place. Someone who was trying to console me and tell me, kwani nini, blah. In fact, I'll put up a billboard for you. And I was like, thanks, but no thanks, nini. And then he put the billboard in Jogo Road.
So kujua billboard ilikuwa inawekwa?
In fact, what happened, because they were trying to console me and tell me, but you've been working on menstrual equity. Why are you getting so anxious, and what will people think about you and the images? Why is this upsetting you the way it's upsetting you? And I remember saying, because I don't want the initiative to be watered down. I don't want people to take me like a joker, comedian. I want to be taken seriously. Akini console, akaniambia, so how serious do you need for this thing to be? Because I can put a billboard up so that people can take you seriously. Then, in that night, because I'd already done a documentary in Kibera, and they were aware of it, this, at least my inner circle. So this individual asked me, by the way, for the documentaries, you guys did a couple of photos. I said yes. And then, because he really liked the t-shirt that I had written, anything you can do, I can do bleeding. I wore it when I was doing the documentary. So he asked me, can you send me a photo of you in that t-shirt? So I sent. And then, actually, the first photo I sent, because it had so many things happening, akaniambia, wewe kwenda huko. Chukua hiyo t-shirt uvae, uende usimame hivi, pali utapigwa na light, unitumie. So you know me, I'm just like, whatever, this guy is working on my, because they were supporting me on my documentary and things. So nikamtumia. Then the next thing, on Jogo Road, in fact, even my staff didn't know about it. I got it from Twitter. There's a guy who put it on Twitter. And how you know, I would have never agreed for that photo to be on a billboard. That photo was bad. I looked so bad. But that was the photo that was on the... My first photo on a billboard was a photo that I would never have picked. So it came up as a result of people trying to assure me I'm on the right path, turn this thing around, and turn it around like this.
Make lemonade.
And their message more was, be brave about it. You keep telling people to be brave. Why are you not being brave in this instance? And then when it was taken with such positivity, like AMREF put out a statement and tagged me on LinkedIn from their international headquarters. And I was like, okay. And then they wanted to have a meeting, and because they're doing a lot of work around sexual reproductive health and rights. And then UNFPA called, and then, so I was like, oh my God, this guy was right. Oh my God, this guy, so nikarudi moyo. Then now, you can now see from that billboard to the next billboards, they start becoming like, I'm actually thinking about it as I'm intentional. Because the first billboard was, even the messaging was a bit crass and whatever. And then you see the next billboard, now we are more intentional. Okay, we are ending the shame. The next, so you now start seeing them evolving. Because now it was like, I am embracing the idea. But otherwise, it was like, I mean, if there was a time in my adult life I was terrified, it was those 3 days. But now you see, now hata sijui mfanye nini, siku hizi Bana, thick skin. I've gone through so much since then that the anxiety that I had, now I don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that anxiety anymore.
Ebu, let us know if you believe what Mwesh is saying. Wake up all Davido.
Wake up all.
Do you believe the period story? Weka tu hivyo. Naongeza hapo period.
Period.
Yeah,
Full
period.
stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so weka, do
And you know,
believe-
I'm so glad that now looking back.
So your period weka in quotes, because now we're talking about the other one. See, ingine ndo watu wasifikirie. So do you believe the period story?
Yeah. I'm so glad that happened because it opened so many, even for me, it made me feel like, okay, I wanted to champion ICT because I've been in that space, and when I entered parliament, I was like, ICT, even the statements I was bringing to the floor of the House were ICT. Now when the period thing came, which I was still working on in the background, not as a major thing, then there was a realization, okay, maybe this is the one God wants you to push.
True.
So I made it work, and I'm so happy because Obinna, the work I've done since then till now, I don't think, I know we have a lot of period champions who have been at it for years, by the way, many who have been in this space before I even came into this space. And I always give them their flowers. But what that incident did was it highlighted their work. It's because of that incident people started understanding in depth what all those champions have been doing for years.
True.
Otherwise, before that, they were just being taken like, oh yeah, easy to our mama.
That's true.
But now it was like it mainstreamed the whole process. And Obinna, one of my greatest achievements, I know we'll reach there to talk about my achievements, is when the finance bill demonstrations were there. And one of the three main messages was taxation on pads. I felt like men are going to the streets to hold banners, don't tax pads, men. Boys are going to the streets to say, we don't want our girls to suffer if you. And for me, it was like, in wherever in Africa will you get a whole nation to now pay attention to periods? So for me, I said, this is good. You can never take those flowers away from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you give out free pads?
I do. I
Where?
do actually. Many schools, many institutions. Like now, you've mentioned your place. Probably when we leave here, my team will be like, oh, we'll give you. It's been, since then, I can't leave a place without getting a request of, give us 150 pads or 200 pads or 300. Yeah.
Production. Are sanitary towels produced in Kenya?
They're produced in Kenya.
Like good quality ones?
Yes, and let me address that.
Okay.
Let me address two things so that you cross that off your list.
Okay.
One of the biggest, fakest news that has been out there about me is that I was pushing to get taxes imposed on pads during the finance bill. And I'm glad that many things happened and I can look back without anger.
Yeah.
But as I told you, Obinna, when I came here, it has been a smear campaign from the moment I entered Senate. I actually came to find out that there are newsroom editors who are on payroll by people in parliament just to smear my name and my brand. During the finance bill, this will tie two things. There was a lot of misinformation, but the first misinformation that I can tell you was taxation on pads. The first proposal they had put was taxation on all imported products, not only pads. The idea was that they want to put in an eco-levy tax. Eco-levy means, for instance, Obinna, this is my phone. In here, there are some elements that are oh, that's my sister. She wants to go in. So, eco-levy means that in here, this product which we've imported, there are some elements that are in this phone that once I'm done with this phone, if I throw it away, it will be upon the government of the day to get rid of that wasted produce.
Okay.
Now, because we don't know what is in this phone, the eco-levy that is put assuming that there are some functions in this phone that we will have to deal with either through electronic waste or plastic waste or whatever waste that we are dealing with. So the government has the responsibility to get rid of those things once you're done with them.
Okay.
So now that tax was being imposed on all imported products at the beginning of that conversation. And then many people went in and said, we don't want this tax because if you impose it, this is how our margins will go. It will be pushed back to the Kenyans.
Yeah.
Now when the conversation came, and I know that this will upset a lot of people, when the conversation came that the eco levy be removed from imported taxes, I opposed it. Because to me, what is period poverty? Obinna, na tuambiane tu kweli, what is period poverty? Period poverty is that people don't have money to buy pads. People don't have money to be able to deal with menstruation with dignity. Why don't they have money? They don't have jobs. Why don't they have jobs? Because all their jobs have been taken to China or Rio, Dubai, Saudi, wherever you're saying. We don't have jobs in the country. That's why every day we are always pushing for cottage industries and manufacturing so that we can bring our jobs back to the country. When they said that we want to remove the eco levy tax from imported pads, I opposed it. Because I said, and I know this for a fact, most of the people selling pads in this country, they go to China, they buy the lowest quality finished product at maybe even 7 shillings per packet of 6. They come here, they package it with their brand.
The brand.
And then they sell it at 80 shillings. So 2 things have happened. First, they have robbed Kenyans of jobs. Because when they're going to China to buy, it is in China where the manufacturing jobs are. The second thing, they brought the lowest quality pads inside, repackaged them to make it look like they have good quality, and then shot up that price to 80 shillings, and still the Kenyan can't afford it, right? So I said, and this I stand by even today, eco levy taxes should not be removed from imported pads. Because what will happen if you don't remove that eco levy? Those importers, they'll now feel the pinch and that profit margin being lowered. So the first thing they'll do, they'll start looking for which is the cheaper place to go and get these pads without having to be slapped with the eco levy. So they will now come to the local manufacturer. Now, Obinna, during the finance bill, the first fake news that was being slapped about it was that, number 1, I want taxes imposed on pads because I want to punish women and girls. That's not true. Number 2, they kept on saying that there are no local manufacturers. Obinna, every single sanitary pad that I distribute, the ones that I purchase with money given to me by donors, I purchase from local manufacturers. Local manufacturers meaning they manufacture everything here. The only thing they bring in is raw material. When I went to the finance committee at that time of the finance bill, I explained to them, what you need to do is exempt all and every tax from the local manufacturer so that they have the advantage of creating more jobs and creating good quality pads, which we can track. By the way, the local pads, if you have a problem, you just go to the factory and they know that they can be in sheets, so they make sure that their product is good. When we buy pads for the Ministry of Education then to distribute to schools, have you ever opened the pads that are distributed from government? They are as shitty as they can get because they are imported, remember, for 7 to 8 shillings, and then they are sold to government at 90 to 100 shillings, and then they're distributed. So people came out and said, you want taxes? I said, no, I want to deal with period poverty holistically. Okay. That means we need to create jobs within this industry and we need to safeguard our local manufacturers. And Obinna, let me tell you something. I'm the one who put out the list of the local manufacturers. The first list, and you'll ikizunguka ya 9 local manufacturers. I literally had to type it down on my Facebook, is when people started picking and sharing. These high-end Cortex things that are being sold here, they're manufactured in this country. So why, as a Kenyan, would you be fighting for Chinese products when Kenyan products are here? That was my thinking. Now, that brings you back to me being pinched. Before you play the video, it is connected even. I was fighting so hard behind the scenes about safeguarding local manufacturers and pushing for our factories in this space of sanitary pads and tampons. And in our WhatsApp group, where the president was, I was trying to get information from Kimani Kuria, the MP for Molo, who is the finance chair, who at that time was dealing with any information about the finance bill. That guy was refusing to send me information. I'm like, there's a lot of fake news about taxes on pads. Can you just tell me what you guys have come up with and what taxes are actually being imposed? Because everybody is saying that Orwoba is actually fighting to get pads taxed, which is not the case. And he refused to send me that information that night. And I'm pretty sure I was not only upset, I was like next level upset, because it was my head that was on the chopping board to the public by design, by the fact that I'm now known as the period senator. So nikamtukana huko kwa hiyo group. Now we had his people, jeshi yake yenye alikuwa amechoma, wakakuja kunileta juu, back and forth. The next day is when we were in State House, when the president, when we were doing the press conference. And I was pinched because the president was telling me to stop being hard on people on WhatsApp. In fact, alikuwa ananiambia wewe, yani ni venye tu atumiangi malugha za kutukana, but like I know in his head why he was pinching me. And then I said, Kimani Kuria was, if you go to the press conference, if you go to the video, Kimani Kuria was standing in front of us. Rigiji was standing next, Kimani Kuria in front because he was about to speak. And then the president turned and saw me, and then he remembered jana usiku venye nimetukana Kimani Kuria kwa WhatsApp. Because of course anaona, si anasoma hizo vitu zo anaona. So akaniambia, why are you being so hard on people on WhatsApp? If you get a lip reading person, they'll tell you exactly the words. And then I told him, no, why was he refusing with the information? Yani nikamrudishia, why was he refusing with the information? And then he said something to the tunes of, like he was like, no, don't be hard on people on WhatsApp. It was a very short exchange. And then I told him, no, boss, fanya kazi yako, wacha mimi nifanye kazi yangu. That's when you see people laughing. No, you're going to play the video. That's when you see the second time people laughing. Then he turns like, did you actually say that to me? You know, like he turns like, because what I was trying to tell him is, don't come to our fights down here. If this guy gave me the information at the time when it needed to be given, we would stop the fake news from spreading. But this guy is busy trying to play who's bigger than who, and in the end, it is the whole team that is suffering. And let me tell you, at the end of the finance bill, when the president and the whole government came out of it, what is the first thing they said? The president himself said that when he looks bad, we did so poorly on communications. And what he really meant was that information that we should be giving people before they create fake news, we are sitting with it. Why? Because we are fighting internally with a lot of shit. So, Kimani Kuria from day one should have said, hakuna taxes imeongezwa kwa pads. Nobody would have put my head on the chopping board because the information would have been out there. But there was so much gray areas that anyone could wake up Obinna on that day and say, we are taxing whatever. And you know, nature abhors vacuum. Where there's no information, people will fill the information with whatever information, whether true or false. And that's what a large portion of what happened during the finance bill was the lack of information at the right time. Because there was a lot of hoarding of information. Internally, people were flexing muscles, who's bigger than who, who's more important than who. And meanwhile, the country was out there being fed with a lot of fake news, one of them being taxes on pads.
Okay.
So I think nimekukrosia vitu mbili kwa list.
Narudi hapo. So about do you believe the period story? The poll is out. So 51% are saying yes, 49 are saying no. Ayatoa hiyo saweka poll ingine. History ya kupinchiwa.
And also, weke video so that you see what I'm telling you.
Mara kadhaa but when
yeah, because if you go to the video, you notice the president turns twice. The first time he turns and sees me. So he turns back.
Stop being hard on people because I've grew.
And then I tell him, then you know I'm laughing, but you can see I'm telling him, apana boss, mbona nani kutupe information. And then I say, wewe fanya kazi yako, I actually told him, wewe fanya kazi yako, wacha situfanye.
Niambia president wewe fanya kazi yako.
But you see, kwa hiyo squad yote, I can tell you a handful of people who tell the president the truth, and I was one of them.
People who tell the president the truth?
The way it is, not even lying, I was one of them.
Wewe nani mwingine?
Okay, maybe nisiwaseme. Unajua siku hizi niko.
It's not like they've said a bad thing.
No, because maybe, you know what is happening also? Anyone I mention, there's an assumption they are working with me, and then they get thrown under the bus internally. So now I'm sensitive enough to understand that it won't be taken the way it's taken. But we are 5. Can I tell you, Obinna, when I entered...
5 people?
5.
In the whole squad?
Hiyo squad yote.
Wanaambia president ukweli?
Yes.
Ukweli kama gani?
Ukweli tu, like raw ukweli. Like kama hiyo nilikuwa namwambia tu wewe fanya kazi yako acha mimi nifanye. And you'll notice he turns back the second time a bit irritated and now pinches my ear because it's like he realized, did you just... And even the MPs laugh. You see the MPs laughing because I'm actually telling him, wacha tumenyana hapa chini venye inafaa. Because if this guy is doing the wrong thing, let us be the one to deal with each other. But if you come up and shield someone, then this someone atatutank sisi sote. In essence, it was more like, let the children fight. Leave us alone, you know. And I've told you, we are 5. Obinna, when I entered that team for politics, the first time ever I was when I was recruited from TV, then I was told, Sasa, join the team. Ya kina Talam, nanini. When you meet them or interview them, please ask them this question. This was my first meeting in Karen. Fresher, I'm not a senator, I'm nobody. I've just come in. I'm even afraid of sitting in that boardroom because the deputy president then, who's now the president, is there. I remember they were doing like strategy of comms for that week. And I said, you know me, I'm not afraid to speak, but I was a bit anxious. Nikainua mkono juu nikasema, Your Excellency, people are afraid of you. Akina Talam na Dennis Tumbi karibu waingie chini ya meza wajiflash. They were just like, huyu msichana ni kama hajui anaongelesha nani. I could tell everyone was so tense and I'm just like, oh, I thought this is brainstorming. Like we tell the candidate the truth, then the candidate acts on it or whatever. Mimi nikasema acha nikwambie mmenileta hapa for a reason nitaongea. So nikasema, people are afraid of you. I think you need to do more things that are relatable, human. Because that time we only used to see Ruto in the campaign or in church. Like we never used to know anything about him. So I came up with a brilliant idea. Brilliant. I said, Your Excellency, I think you need to open a TikTok account. Ndio TikTok ilikuwa imeanza. And I think you need to, ndio ilikuwa imeanza. Nikamwambia, and I think we need to film you at the gym or like doing normal things because people are afraid of you. Dennis Itumbi was like looking for the door. Yani ungekata ile tension ilikuwa ndani hiyo room hapo na kina Talam Itumbi, you could have cut that thing like this. Because you see now me, I'm fresh, coming in, fresh ideas. I'm wondering, kwani hawa watu mbona hawamwambii watu wanamuogopa? Because at that time, people liked the Tanga Tanga movement, the Hustler Nation movement. But at that time, guys were like, hey, but this guy, you know, people were afraid of him. So I was like, we need to make you liked. People need to see you're a human being. So me, I'm like, situfungue tu TikTok account tuende kwa gym hapo mbio mbio tuchape ma video alafu watu waone pia unaendanga gym. Let me tell you, hey, Itumbi akasema no, sijui nini, wakaizima hapo collectively haraka. Then the president himself, that time was the deputy president, akaona venye hao maboys wameizima. Unajua he has a way of reading the room. Wakaizima. Mimi nikakaa zile za hapa sasa tutafanyaje kazi? Then he said no, I think the lady has a point. Ndio watu pia wakachungulia
She actually
but even at that time he was the deputy president. Akina Itumbi, you were not telling him the truth. And that time, campaign yake ndio ilikuwa imeshika. He was the one selling the... But when I talked to my people and even my family, my sister is here, they used to tell me, tunaogopa huyu msee sana. Huyu msee unajua stories zake. Yani there was that fear. People were like, we are fearful. So I was like, if the only thing is just to break that fearfulness, why are we not acting on it? Like, let's tell the candidate, watona kuogopa. Then this is what we need to do. And we move past it. And from that day, that's why I have never changed. I've been That was my first meeting, having joined that team. And I've never changed. In fact, right now, they keep saying, ubaya huyo mama ni mdomo. Because I'll tell you, Obinna hii kitu haiendi hivi. Like, I'll tell you. So, in the end, I feel like, now that we won the election, we're in power, you know, people felt that we don't need the truth. There was a sudden, like, hiyo kweli uko mbele tukifanya campaign. For now, wacha tufanye vitu zenye tunafanya. Because like when I'm telling guys, me, the people who have been conned from my constituency are 90 by Alfred Mutua. Now ni 92 wa constituency yangu. And you know, Alfred Mutua actually worked with more than 20 elected leaders. So if mine are 90, let's even say an average.
Ngoja,
90 times 20 of those elected leaders who are trying to help their people.
Ngoja, umesema conned?
Yeah, conned. Pesa. Zile mavitu za labor exports, zile makazi fake.
Alfred Mutua?
Si ndo anasimamia hizo vitu za ministry nao ma-agent wakoko. So, when I said it in the group, everyone in the group kept quiet. I wish I still have the chats. I don't have those chats anymore. My phone factory reset when a lot of stuff was happening, so I lost all my WhatsApp group. But if I had them, I would have shown you. Ukanyamaza for a solid like 20 minutes kwa hiyo group. Hiyo group anyamazangi. You know why? Watu wako behind that nini wa, hata wewe ulikoniwa, hata lakini wanaogopa kusema. And that's how it's been, like ever since we got in, people have just stopped telling the president the truth. They just stopped.
So you think that's the main problem?
Well,
people are not being honest with the
that
president.
and the fact that those who are being honest to him, he disregards them. Because he has so many cheerleaders that if this whole room, 50% are cheerleading, then Obinna tells me, lakini hata hii lipstick yako ni bloody fucking, then I choose to listen to the majority, and I actually don't pay attention to the guys who are like, no, boss tunakwambia ukweli. And until Gen Z happened, it would have been worse. It would have, you know, Gen Z, people on the outside think that we didn't want Gen Z to happen. That's what you guys think. We were so happy.
You wanted...
Oh, me, I was happy.
You were so happy and you were in the government?
I was like, kaende hata tumechoka. Sasa tutashinda tukiambia huyu mtu naski. We were so happy. I'm not the only one. I'm just the only one who says it. I mean, of course, the things that happened to me personally, I wasn't happy about that because I felt like I'm fighting for the people inside. But of course, the people can't see how I'm fighting inside. You know, they can't see. Unajua nikikwambia, like for instance, when there was one meeting we were during PG, and then we had a side group, and then I told the president, but Your Excellency, we are bleeding so much, 265M is not going to be enough. Everyone around the president was like, ooh, mama na bangi yake atoke hapa. But I was like, we are bleeding. Budget ndio inafaa ipande. And the fact that you repeat it so many times in the most awkward spaces of power, he wanted that thing to go away. Like, sitaki kuona huyu mama nikimwona atakuja hapa kusema vitu za ku bleed. Mpeeni hiyo 1 billion atuondoke. I mean, I don't care how that sounds, but didn't we get 1 billion for pads in that financial year?
And that's your doing?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds crass and uncomfortable and whatever. I mean, they even say that I smoke weed, but I'm like, listen, si tulipewa 1 billion. Si 1 billion ilienda kwa Ministry of Gender pads zikanunuliwa watoto wakapewa. So mimi msinilete ujinga. Nyie ndeni mkaandike proposals. Mimi nitawaambia venye iko, we are bleeding. So, by the time Gen Z happened, many of us were happy. Of course, we were not happy that we were being attacked personally, but we were happy that someone else is saying it and saying it loudly. So that's why, I was very sick during that time. I was pregnant, I had issues, I was very sick. So I wasn't in the spotlight much, but we were happy. We were happy. We were very happy. Because sasa tulikuwa tunaona, mpaka president ameenda kufanya zile vitu za Twitter zinaitwa ile kuongea space.
The space.
Ona sasa, ona. Tulikuambia waanze town halls kitambo. Sasa wamekuingiza space. Juu huko unatusikia. Sasa ingia space ufanye hizo vitu. Sisi leo tulikuwa tunakuambia hapa kuna fake news nyingi inaendelea kuja uongelesha watu, si tunaonekana wabaya. Unataka tu kufuata kina Kimani Ichung'wah na nani wanakudanganya wanafanya biashara.
Senator is dropping some bombshells. Aujeka Paul, andika tu, do you believe Senator? Do you believe has to rose? Weka yes, no. Because the stories zinakuja moto. Mara kambia president.
By the way,
Ebu
the
fanya
next
kazi
time,
yako.
no, the next time
Yeah.
you meet either Denis Itumbi, Emmanuel Talam,
The president.
Mugonyi.
The president.
Mugonyi, who is now in Communication Authority, and some photographers were in that. Ask them about me telling them to open a TikTok account before TikTok was a thing. 2022.
Ebu, first of all, niambie, how did you end up becoming a senator?
What do you think? How many people did I sleep with?
I didn't say that.
Because tunaambiwanga ulilala na nani?
No, because you've just said you were brought in the communications department.
So, I was recruited from the TV.
Okay, so you're on telly.
So this part of the story, I'm being told by people because it's not my... So people were... So me, I remember being picked up from Tamarind. There's that hotel on Langata.
Okay.
I remember a gentleman calling me. He was called Karori Oliver.
Okay.
And now he's a legal advisor or something. He sits in State House. Okay. And I remember him calling me and telling me, akajiintroduce, alafu akaniuliza uko wapi, nikamwambia tu niko hizo siku nilikuwa naamka navaa nguo ni kama ninaenda kumit president every day. Hata kama ninaenda kupeleka nini kwa laundry, nilikuwa navaa official. Because one of my mentors always told me, anytime you can get a phone call and you need to meet the president, will you start looking for shoes? So those days I used to wake up, I dress. If I have a show in the morning, I do my show in the morning. I go and have nini at Java. I had just come back to the country, so I didn't have many friends. So I was like chilling, reading the newspaper, doing some research on politics. So that day I got a phone call. I had come from a show. And that time I'd started doing shows, many shows. And there's one show that I'm told that the president really liked. I did a show on, there was a, unakumbuka ile scandal ya Office of the Deputy President, alafu kuna security guard aliuliwangwa. Ile ya kina Echesa.
Yes.
Ati walikoningi sijui, allegedly they conned some people and using the Deputy President's office. So it was really on the news. And I had just come from nje. Na watu walikoniwa ni wazungu. Do you remember that thing?
Yes, I know.
So every media house, because we are still colonized in the mindset, was reporting how wazungu wamekoniwa kwa ofisi ya Deputy President. Okay. And the reporting it, ilikuanga, woi wazungu wetu wamekoniwa. Hao wazungu waki wamekoniwa. Then kwa ofisi ya Deputy President. The thing that was really pissing me off is, so watu wazungu wamekoniwa, si tunakoniwangwa every day. Mbona sasa hii make news juni mzungu? From my perspective. Okay. From my perspective, because I just come back to the country, I have been living outside the country. Nimetendwa. So I'm like, sasa nimerudi Kenya alafu wazungu wanaonewa huruma hapa. What the hell is this? That is how I was thinking about it. So when I took that show, I remember saying, I don't understand what the big deal is. Is it the conning or the fact that they are white? And by the way, these white people who allegedly have been conned, did they have work permits? Because you keep saying they're businessmen. So I started asking, did they have work permits? Were they in the country legally? Next day, my sister is here. The newspaper, all the newspapers, it's like the journalists had forgotten their work. So when niliuliza, did they even have work permits? Ni kama wakaenda, by the way, hiyo kitu wamesema, hebu tuende tukaangalie. So the next day, the newspapers in the front page, businessmen were here illegally on tourist visas or something like that. So my sister called me and told me, now you're shaping the narrative. Now you're directing people. This sister of mine was sitting here. Yani alikuanga zile za sasa umeelewa the power of knowledge and community. We were happy. Tukajiklapia vizuri tukasema, huyo ni mimi. Kudos. So, me, I continued with my life. I continued doing shows for like 3 or 4 weeks. Then, now what I'm being told, that show apparently, when the deputy president the president watched it, he was like, you see, someone who's putting more thought process, not just a smear campaign. So I can't take note of my shows. That's what I'm told. This I can't verify. Then akaanza kuwauliza, nitafutieni huyu mama. Of course, cock blockers, you know how cock blockers work. They make sure that, kama huyu ameitishwa, wacha to make sure sifike. So they kept on saying they couldn't find me, hapatikani, nini. Then on that particular morning, I was on a show, and apparently I was speaking to the Hustler Nation movement. Without being briefed, I was talking about Hustler Nation. So then apparently he said, na mbona mjapata huyu mtu? And then apparently Oliver picked up the phone, looked for my number, called me. So he called me, introduced himself. He just said, oh, nini uko wapi? And those days I was meeting anyone. So he said, we meet at Tamarind. So we went to Tamarind. I went to Tamarind, I was waiting, akakuja. Akaniambia ako in a hurry, come we go, tukafika kwa parking. Akaniambia enter my car. Nikamwambia bana mimi siwezi ingia gari yako, mimi sijui ni nani. I'll follow you. So he was surprised, like, oh, you have a car. Like, yeah, damn, I have a car. What do you think? As in alikuwa zile za mimi unataka kwanza kunibeba kwa gari yako ndogo na mimi by that time ninasukuma gari. So I'm like, no, nitakufuata nyuma. So tukafuatana. Pere. Watch out, my heart is beating. Karen, hey, turn, hey. Oh my God, is this what I think it is? Then we entered the residence. Let me tell you. Hata ukienda uone picha yangu ya kwanza nilipigwa na Ruto. Wewe mimi, I was over the moon and there's nothing you could do about it. That's how I was recruited. And do you know why I was so excited? That time I was very close friends with a child of a very senior politician. And I was telling them, I really want to join politics. Bana nisukumie se. Na alikuwa ananiambia chill man. You just go back to the country, man. You just chill. Sasa unaimagine sasa.
Umejua ni nani.
Sasa unaimagine sasa. Nimepigwa picha na Ruto. Yo, I was like, let me tell you, I'm not chilling. Me, I'm in this camp. I am dying for this camp. This person has seen my potential. This person has seen where I want to go. And you know, that's the thing that Ruto has. Like, when you get to his space, you are sold. You are sold. Unatoka hapo wewe sasa umebatizwa, unaimba tu sifa. Because he really has a way to, let me say had. Now a lot of things have happened. That time he really had a way to win over the masses and individuals. That's why people like Hussein Mohammed left their jobs in media. Bana ukiingia wewe room kitoka, wewe una preach to Ruto. So when I entered, I came out, I had found a new calling. You know, we are bringing Kenyans to the right side, the Hustler Nation movement. If you talk to my family, they used to think I am nimerogwa.
This was the photo?
No. This one is juicy. If you go on my LinkedIn, and then you go to just photos, then you just scroll down. The first photo I ever met Ruto, oh my goodness, you can even see I'm glowing. I'm like, I am in power, guys. Yani leo nimeamka tu nikiwa raia, next nimeamka ninasalimia nani. But in those days, you know, he had sold a message and he had embodied this vision of a new Kenya. That's why we all went and voted for him.
That's what I've been saying all along.
Yeah,
nobody's listening.
By the way, those days, mtu asikudanganya hapa timu kwa mnajua Ruto angekuwa venye yako saizi. No. Those days, and then remember, he was being persecuted. The same thing that he's doing to Rigiji now was being done to him.
Yeah.
So he was the underdog.
So you met him that day?
So I met him that day. And then it was he was sitting like this, the way you are sitting in an office. And then Oliver was there, and I sat there. Akaniuliza, how are you? What's your name? Nikaongea kila kitu. Oh, and you know. But he had to slow me down because I was like, wow. And then he said, no, I think you're doing well. I think you need to join my team. Nini. Alafu akani hand over kwa communications team.
Kwa Itumbi.
Bana Itumbi walikuwa naita mkutano 8, alafu wananiambia mkutano ni 10. Na rock up pale Karen 10 o'clock. Wananichekelea. Wanacheka. Acheki ufala. Wanacheka, mimi walinifrustrate mpaka nikarudi kwa Ruto nikamwambia, thanks. No thanks. Wacha niende Kisii. Nikapambane na watu nikitisha kura. They frustrated me. They did a lot of things to me. As in, hiyo ndo ilikuwa the first baptism by fire.
For real?
Oh, those people are horrible. Yeah. Wale vijana usiwacheze.
Who and who?
Bana hiyo comms team. Aya, hata sijui bloggers wana survive aje. Wala tu ni wabaya.
Why are they like
They're just evil. They're just mean-spirited people. You know, there are people who are just mean. I don't think they need they're just mean. Itumbi is a mean person. He's jealous. He wants to be the only person around the table. And he doesn't really have much to offer anyway, but he's very, you know.
Kumekucha.
No, but ni ukweli. Mimi nakwambia ukweli. Hata I wish ufanye show moja muite hapa siku moja usikie venye Itumbi anaongea na venye anaongea alafu sasa you can be the judge of character. Hata mtu ulize quick fire questions. Muulize tu, what is the capital city of Namibia? Kitu kama hiyo.
Umesema Itumbi ajue capital city of Namibia. Haya. Wewe tafuta tu vita na Itumbi.
So those boys, they walini hapo ndo nikaanza kujua his face. Sijui venye nita navigate but Mungu wako na mimi. And now you remember when I started this show I told you you're saying, oh, you're so different. Oh, you're so those people declared war against me from that time. Oh. And they made sure that the media just portrayed me as the evil witch from the West.
But why? Why? Because you said there's a smear campaign against you. Like, why you?
You know, already from that point, it's like, wewe ni nani? Tunasumbuliwa hapa tukutafute, tukulete kwa team. Like, wewe ni nani? Number one. Number two, udema nafikiria yeye ni nani hapa ati atakuja tu. Atu disrupt anze kuambia boss ati eka TikTok. As if si hatujai kuwa na hiyo idea. You know, things like that. So sometimes many people don't need a reason why they'll make your life difficult because they're just, I feel like sometimes they've just been sent by Satan to just toughen you. So from that moment, they declared war against me. This video of me being pinched, Talam is responsible for it. Yeah. You know, while they were thinking that they are damaging my image, what were they doing to the president's image?
What do you mean?
You know, those,
Talam is responsible.
the media, you're in media. Media, how it works, those who reach State House, right? They have an understanding between the comms,
yeah, I get you.
the head of communications in
And
State
what
House,
goes out.
and what goes out, right? They have an understanding. They have a gentleman's agreement. I mean, it's not like you're going to put videos of the president digging up his nose and, I don't know, scratching his behind or something like that. They have an understanding. It's not that those things don't happen. It's just that they have an understanding. This is an office. This is the highest office of the state. There's a way that you portray it.
Yeah, we have to look
So
a
by
certain
the
way.
time a video like that one is being released, thinking that they are punishing me, but really what are you doing to the head of state? Because that is a moment that was a father-daughter moment. In fact, a moment that I was being pushed back to toe the line. And what did they do with it? They scandalized it. There was a whole billboard of a buju, you know. And this is one thing I also want to say here. Every single woman seen with the president has allegedly slept with the president. You guys, even this president, amumuone uruma. Like, how many women can you sleep with, really? I mean, it's such a narrative that has been pushed so hard that even you, Obinna, when you sit today, from 12 midnight, from 1 a.m. till now, how many women can you sleep with? How many?
Well.
No, you know what I mean? Now imagine a narrative that is being pushed that every single woman, young, old, skinny, fat, dark, white, yani tu ukipita tu hivi kwa rada ya Ruto, huyo amelala naye. I mean, really, it's such a fake narrative. Supposing I have godfathers I have slept with in State House who apparently are the reason I was nominated, right? I mean, why am I being persecuted? Even your own narrative doesn't make sense to you. If I have people I'm sleeping with, I would not be going through this shit.
No, sasa kuna
You know what
ile
I mean?
theory ya nini.
Like, in fact, your narrative is fake because it doesn't even answer your questions. If I had these godfathers that apparently are the ones who made me senator and, you know, even that president, why am I being persecuted for speaking up? I mean, this is pillow talk. I would have been having pillow talk with those people telling them, and they your speaker ache ujinga nirudishe. And you know what I mean? Like, if that is what is assumed. So even your narrative of women sleeping with people, or at least all women in politics must have slept with someone, it's not right. You should at least analyze the situation and say, okay, you know.
So there's a theory that saa ukishagonga sasa una nini?
Ati? Theory ni?
Sio.
That's nini kifanyika?
Ikishagongwa.
Basi si tungekuwa tumetolewa wengi mali from all positions. Bana kungekuwa na reshuffling Senate, National Assembly, because kazi ni hivyo.
Sasa theory that wanasema ni, so kuna hiyo theory hiyo ya she's done this and this, and then kuna theory ya mwenye alimpatia position na alishamaliza sasa.
And by the way, just so you know, my removal has been documented from the suspension. Stop trying to force an issue that's not there. My removal has been documented to the cartel in Senate, my fight with the clerk, Jeremiah Nyegenye, who I reported for sexual harassment, the Speaker of the Senate, who I have spoken out and talked about the illegalities that they are now conducting even now. My removal has been documented to the point where when I sat in a Senate inquiry, where I took Alfred Mutua and his co-schemers and conmen to the Senate to be investigated, Alfred Mutua, in front of the cameras, said that I will be removed from my seat. And him, together with all these minions who push for corruption and all these things that happen in this country, came together with a common interest of removing me. So some things, as much as you want to say, yes, huyu ni malaya, okay, sawa. But now let's look at the situation and the things that have been happening. My removal is documented. I have been suspended twice. And then I have been expelled. And then I've been removed. And recently I've been arrested by the police for going to work. So some of these things also, this is what I was saying. There's so much fake news that if you're not intentional in finding out the story, you'll be one of the people who say, but she voted yes for finance bill. Surely, Obinna. Senate doesn't even vote for finance bill. Even if Senate votes, senators who are nominated don't vote. We don't vote. Recently, someone came and said, you supported the finance bill. I told them, go and bring even one sentence, not even a video. My utterance of where I supported. Wakaanza kuniambia, you go and bring one evidence where you don't support. Sasa hao ndio watu tunadili nao kwa mtandao.
Sasa turudi nyuma kidogo. Hapa kuna swali nikuuliza bado hujanijibu.
Gani?
Ulienda paje kwa nominated senator?
So between hiyo kupigwa character development kwa comms.
Yes.
Then nikaenda nikaambia mkubwa wangu, hii kitu I work. Let me go and look for votes in Kisii where I'm vying. I vied in Bobasi constituency. Okay. So I started doing a lot of groundwork. I had my programs and things like that. I would, one thing in politics that I need anyone who's entering to know, don't assume that people see what you do. Send it to them. I would send my work to the president. Today I've convened 1,000 women. I've given them this. I'd send him videos, photos, so he could, mtu akienda kumdanganya huyu hakuna kitu anafanya, but nimeona hizi vitu zote. Okay. So I did a lot of groundwork. We ended up getting 16,000 votes from my constituency for the president. My constituency is where Simbarati comes from. He was pushing for Raila. My constituency, we didn't have a candidate for anything in UDA, but I got 16,000 votes. Silvana Sosoro's constituency got 18,000 votes for the president. So all the work and all the visits the president went to South Mugirango, tofauti ilikuwa 2,000 votes. So that's the work I did. I credit myself. I am giving my flower because I did that work. And then I did a lot of these TV shows to sell the narrative, Hustler Nation. You know, we had to like sell the manifesto, what we are planning to do. Mpaka hizi vitu za pads na pampers. Haki Obinna.
Nini?
Wewe unajua tulisimama kwa stage hapa Nyayo Stadium. Tukaambia wamama tunapatiana diapers for free. Haki Obinna, some things I look at nowadays, I laugh.
Mulisimama na nani?
What do you mean na nani? Tulifanya kipindi ingine strong pale, Kenya Kwanza Women Charter. Bana tulisign mavitu, nilikuwa MC. Nilikuwa kwanza unajua nakumbuka hiyo siku kwa nini? Kwa sababu there's
Anakumbuka wenye alitupanga. Ndio hiyo.
Obinna.
Wapangaji wanafunguka.
Hadi nilipigana kwa MC, vita ya ukweli. You know this musician, he's called Ngaruya. You know Ngaruya?
Yeah.
Ngaruya karibu nichape makofi backstage akininyang'anya mic. Anataka kuwa MC nini ya Women Charter. Tulikuwa tunapigana huko, anataka kuwa MC bana, this thing we are doing is for women. Nini? We're going to give free pads. We're going to give free what? We signed those things. The first lady was there. We were happy. But that thing, yeah. You know nowadays when I sit like this, I look, you laugh. You don't know whether you're going to cry. You don't know where. Because let me tell you, there was apparently no intention to fulfill any of that stuff. In fact, me, I believe when Ruto goes back, hata ile siku tu aliapishwa, I'm sure alienda mali akajifungia akacheka. Yani akatuchekelea. Yani alicheka. Yani by the way na mimi ungeniona huko Women Charter nilikuwa nimedunga Obinna, but I was we signed, hey, Women Charter, pads, diapers, victim protection board, end of femicide, GBV. Mimi nilikuwa ndani hiyo kitu like hook, line and sinker inside. I went home that day feeling so fulfilled. We are changing our country. Nowadays I laugh.
What are some of those things that you know that now you know that were lies that you are pushing?
That whole thing was a lie.
No, that was one of them. Which other one?
That wasn't one. That was like 70% of our manifesto.
The charter.
The charter.
Yeah.
The charter was a lie for sure. The charter was a straight up damn lie. Like, that was just a lie. In fact, I think this idea of me bringing the pad story into maybe aliona wacha tu niwapate hiyo and biwanionde, but it was a lie. We haven't done anything in that Women Charter. We don't care. Like, as an administration, we don't give a shit about that charter. I don't even think anyone is in custodian of that charter. Because even that ministry, the way it has been dealt with, the Ministry of Gender, it is like that store at the back of the store in State House. You know, it's like, uko mali wa mama wanendanga kulia. We don't care about the women in this country. Nil, zero. I used to make a lot of excuses for the president because, you know, I mean, it's like a whole relationship. So when you break up, but then nowadays I'm like, no, William Ruto, you didn't, that was a whole kipindi. He knew he needed the women. He knew that at that point, Martha Karua had shaken the women constituency. And he was like, we need women. What are we going to do? I sat down. I used to go to the office here, UDA office, with my laptop. Man, I drafted that thing. The research I did for the Women Charter. Yo. Let me tell you, with Akina Soipan and Bana Soipan, the other day nikaona wametumia nani makarao, Jen Kihara, makarao uko Nakuru. Nikakasirika nikaenda Facebook. Shame on you. Waziri Soipan, she doesn't care. She doesn't give a damn. She was probably reading that thing from her phone, probably doing a pedicure. She doesn't care. She was probably thinking, are you guys bana? See, election is 27. Achaneni na hizi story. Those people don't care. That's the reason why I can be manhandled the way I was manhandled. Me who drafted the Women Charter with them. You know, mimi nilikuwa nakaivia kina Soipana wananiambia Gloria andika hizo vitu maliza uandike. Na by the way after nimemaliza nimeandika hizo vitu mpaka usiku 2 am. Wakaniambia so guys we meet in Nyayo Stadium at 9. Sawa. Okay guys, good night. Si mimi nikaenda kama mjinga nikalala. Nikiamka hivi naona mapicha kina Soipana wako state wako Karen. Wamechukua Women Charter yangu yenye nimeandika wako Karen bana. Ninashtuka niko oh my god nobody told me nini, najaribu kuwapigia mteja. Nini? Nikavaa nguo nikaenda Nyayo Stadium. Sasa nimekasirika na kila mtu, nimesema kama mmenifanya hivyo, mmeenda kudanganya president, nini ndio mmeandika hiyo kitu. Na mimi acha nikuambie hii show mimi ndio nita MC. Nikaenda nikachukua mic. Because I was like you can't take everything away from me. How do I work on the document? Do all the research. And then you women wake up with Akina. And then they told me nicely, Aki, let me tell you, these years I've learned. Wakaniambia, yeah, Gloria, it's okay, 2 a.m. Yeah, guys, go to bed, we'll meet 9 a.m. at Nyayo Stadium. Me hadi nikaweka alarm 8:15. Because I need like 20 minutes to do my lipstick. Saa zile naamka naenda kuangalia hivi.
Unaishi mada.
Bana, watu wamekaa Karen na deputy president ati wameandika mpaka ati William Ruto discussing the women charter. Mimi author, mimi researcher, mimi nimechezwa. Nikavaa nguo nikaenda Nyayo Stadium kupigana na Ngaruya kuchukua mic ndio ni MC event. Juu sasa kama hiyo imeenda wacha nipate mileage hapa kwa event. But now when I look back I'm like what the hell were we fighting for? I mean this guy has no intention to do anything about women. Zero, nil intention. So
The video you're playing the wrong video, but well. Pia wewe umepiga champagne.
So anyway, you know those are also political things. You live, you learn, you know how not to get played, whatever. But that was a big lie. That was definitely one big lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So women charter out.
Everything about it, including the 2/3 gender rule, was just a hoax. Yeah, the two, you see what they did? They even removed it from NADCO. Then when I started shouting, they've removed 2/3 from NADCO. Nini? Au mama anakuanga na bangi. See, now that's what the media is told. Orwoba with her drama. Orwoba has a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But you don't ask, what is all this drama about?
Number two? Another thing that was a lie?
So things that I worked on that I can say, other than the Women Charter, all economic charters were lies, all of them. All 47 of them. We went to all 47 counties, one big hoax. Like in theory, you see in theory, the people who worked on the charters and the people the charters were sold to, that wasn't a lie. But the implementation of the charter, there was never an intent. I was just telling someone the other day, in the Gusii region charter, that is Nyamira Kisii, we have an airport. There's an airport. We were told we'll get an airport. We were told we are going to land bana. Me, I was going to enter hapa ninaingia hapa JKIA na land chwa nimeland Kisii na you know airport mzima bana. I was like,
but Kisiis have been flying ever since.
But we fly
too soon. Don't worry about craft is craft.
Do you know?
There's an airport there. You need to kutokuiona. You need a third eye. You need a broom. Guys, it's a joke. It's a joke, man. Guys, it's a joke.
So listen.
Kisiis, we and I love you. You're my people.
So, tukaambiwa tutapewa airport. Now, how you start seeing things are not the way they are supposed to be. Number one, first you look at the people who are given cabinet positions to run. Ai bana unashanga, umsekwela atawezana na ile charter, haweza. Yani unaanza kuangalia, unaanza kudoubt. Unaanza kudoubt uko like, "Hey, nani amepewa nini? Gender." Hey. And then you're like, calm down, you know, maybe.
Benefit of doubt.
And then you start seeing things happening and then you're like, bana tulichezwa. Now, how many times we have gone for a parliamentary group meeting or a Gusii region meeting with the president and the president has outrightly told us he's not giving us an airport? I mean, to me that was like, and everyone was sitting there trying to say, you know, land, nini. And I really wanted to bang the table and say, nigga, but hiki tu ulitupe. As in, that's why tulikupatia kura zetu 16,000 from Bobasi. Like, if you think about it. But everyone was like, you know how now people are like, oh, you know, maybe we can find, and now ambia bana report zimetoka huko, those people for lands are saying your terrain is not possible. That's what they're saying. Then, because everyone is cheerleading or whatever, they're like, oh, but we can find other land. Nini. But ukika hivi unataka tu kumwambia, but listen, how can you promise us when you already, mpaka anasema, hizo report zilitoka kitambo. Report za kuonyesha terrain ni mbaya, hata zilitoka kitambo. Na hata tukifanya ingine, report ni the same. So wewe ulikuwa unajua throughout utatupea airport. So mbona ulikuwa unatuambia tutaland Kisii bana? I mean, what was that about? Like, me, you'd rather tell me the truth and tell me, sikiza, Orwoba, airport nayo wezani, toeni hiyo kitu kwa charter. But hii na hii tutawapea. So you start realizing, most of the things, I think when he was doing campaign, he's like, you know, then people come and say, weka, you know. And you know, that time, because human beings, we clutch on hope. Have you noticed? We really clutch on hope.
That's what keeps us going.
That's what keeps us going.
Yeah.
So as long as someone is keeping you hopeful, Yani he can tell you, Obinna, I am going to turn you into a white person. And you will be like, it is true. You know what I mean? And it's actually not possible. So all those economic charters they were nice in theory. If implemented, they would really change this country. But there was no intention to implement them. There was no intention at all to do, let me say, a huge chunk of our manifesto. In fact, I honestly think that only affordable housing and changing systems, so changing NHIF to SHA, changing the payment platforms from whatever it was to whatever Mbadi wants to make them, changing systems was the intent. And if you go behind why we are changing systems, it has nothing to do with you or me. It has everything to do with business. I used to tell people before it became public that we don't own eCitizen. And people used to, my sister is here, I told her, I used to tell her, this eCitizen thing, we don't own it. And now, when it's come to light of how much money we pay by way of licensing or whatever the hell is happening with eCitizen, is when people understand it. And by the way, Obinna, I've seen a comment, someone saying, now usijifanye hapo, all of a sudden you've become so clever. No, Obinna, I've always been clever.
Just silent.
I'm not even silent. I've always been clever, I've always been loud, and I've always been who I am. It's just that you, all of a sudden, can see me in a different light because you've always been conditioned to hate me. Thanks to Talam, Dennis Itumbi, and all those media people who have their way with media. I don't have my way with media. I don't know anyone in the newsrooms, and I don't have money. At least I don't have money to pay people in the media to run a campaign or whatever. I've said the same things when I was actively defending this government, and I'm saying the same things today, but today people are listening because I've been removed illegally. People are saying, good for you. You never condemned police brutality. I have always condemned police brutality publicly, loudly. By the way, whoever is leaking the screenshots for that Project 22, why are they not leaking my screenshots? Because I'm standing with the people. They can't give me that. Si hata wa leak screenshots zangu basi nikiambia president hapa bana ABCD. They don't want, because they don't want me to get my flowers. I've always been loud.
So you have been a UDA member during that time when you are running for office?
Even now I'm a UDA member.
Okay. So somehow along the way you did not win the seat?
Yeah, I lost at the party primaries.
Then you are told we'll nominate you.
Actually, I went to complain in Karen that nimeibiwa. And
Nena kulia Karen?
Bana nilikuwa charged. Ni hata mjona kitu. Nimeibiwa. Nilipata this guy, nobody knows him. Faruka akaninyima kuingia Karen. Nini nika camp pale nini.
Bagate.
I was not taking no for an answer. Eventually wakaambiwa acha huyo mama ingie. So I entered. So I told him bana mimi nimeshinda hiki kitu. Hiki kitu nimeshinda 5,670 what votes. Never happened in primaries, not to a woman. This is my ticket. Give me my ticket. Ruto told me one thing. Kama umeshinda wapi certificate yako? Ushaipigwa reality check. Nikamwambia hapana, si walinibia. Akaniambia basi first of all this conversation will start at the point of umeshindwa. As in I had to sit there, collect myself and be like, he has a point. Because kama nimeshinda, what the hell am I doing here? So I said, sawa, nimeibiwa certificate. Then he said, okay, so what now? Si uende huko kwa, akaniambia uende huko kwa NEB, hizo ma dispute nini. Nikamwambia mimi siwezi fanya kitu kama hiyo. Akaniambia kwa nini niende huko? Nikamwambia bana chama ni yako na mimi siendi kufanya hizo vitu huko. This is your party.
Sasa mko na president na nani?
See, who else was there? There was one other person. Those days you'd have a meeting, there would always be, not Farouk, there would always be someone. So I said, mimi siwezi enda huko, mimi nimekuja, chama ni yako. So he asked me, what do you want? So I said, I left my job and I really just want to go to parliament because I believe that's where I can change things. And my vision was to go to parliament. So I need to go to parliament. So he said, but you've lost. So how will you go? I said, because now you're going to nominate me. Because it may be a certificate, but now kazi nimefanya, everybody can see, and I believe I deserve a nomination. And then he told me, no, it doesn't work like that. We continue and work for the party. So he put me in the presidential campaign team. I was disappointed, but I said, you know what, let me, what else could I do? So then I went to the presidential campaign team. We started doing women charter things. We went around. I took a very central position because I volunteered the most time. I volunteered the most resources in terms of just being there, using my cars, anything that needed to be done, you could count on me. To the extent that, and I've said this in another show before, when someone else abandoned their duty, Kithure Kinduki would call me in the middle of the night and tell me, come, go to the go down, take these things, and I would show up. I always show up. I work hard. Like, honestly, I used to sleep with my ID and my Kabambi phone under the pillow. And if you call me, I would pick my other phone and go. That's how I used to. I showed up. I did a lot of work. The by-elections in Kisii, the agents, you've seen me talking about agents in the other podcasts, how I organized the agents in Nyanza. Here is a fun fact. I don't know whether I should say it. Hapa ndio watu wanaulizanga unataka Subaru ya black ama ya white. Ati Subaru gani ya black ama ya white?
ya grey inaweza. David cheza na disclaimer. Itabidi.
Here is a fun fact.
Is it really a fun fact? I mean, it's just a fact.
It is a fun fact. When I think about it now, it's a fun fact because well, you figure out what kind of a fact it is. Now, who is our permanent secretary for Interior? Huh? Raymond Omolo. Itabidi nikunywe kitu kwanza nini. Alafu mchungulie hapo kama masubari zinakamkam watupe kama 5 minutes.
Watupe? Sema wakupe.
Raymond Omolo. Do you people ever wonder where Raymond Omolo came from? Like, he ain't a politician. Where was he before the scene? Where did he come from? Has anyone ever asked where? I mean, like, we know where Murkomen came. He was in Senate. He did what? We know where Where did Raymond come from? Right? Let me tell you where Raymond came from. Raymond, first, here's my phone so that you can confirm. Search on my contacts, Raymond, how he saved. Because this is actually a fun fact. Search Raymond.
Nimepata 3. Kuna Raymond Bet, kuna Raymond Kisumu, kuna Raymond Standard Digital.
Guess which Raymond is Raymond P.S. Omolo?
Standard Digital. Kisumu.
Raymond Kisumu. Let me tell you about Raymond Kisumu. I was the chief agent for Nyanza. So that means all of Luo Nyanza and Kisii. Homa Bay Kisumu, all of Luo Nyanza and Kisii. No one wanted to be a chief agent because hiyo ilikuwa stronghold ya baba.
Okay.
So watu walikuwa wanasema tunaenda huko hata huwezi tembea na t-shirt ya UDA utachomwa. Me, I was like, can I be there? Me nataka, because as I told you, I work hard. I am like, focus hapa. It will pay off. So I volunteered to be the chief agent for Luo Nyanza, for all of Nyanza. And so closer to the elections, we had to put together agents, right, for the election. And so we had to work with the few people who'd risk to be our agents for UDA, chini ya maji. So when things were getting closer, my party leader, His Excellency William Ruto, calls me and he tells me, umepanga nini agents nini wa Nyanza? I mean, yes, Your Excellency, nini, unapeana brief, this is how far we've come, nini. Then he tells me, okay, that's very good. Endelea na hao kando, lakini I'm sending you a number. and you call that person, you work with him, amepanga another set of agents. So me, I'm like, oh, cool. Remember, I'm from Europe, so all of this to me is like, this is interesting, yeah? You know, to me, it's like I'm living my dream. You know, I'll go back home, I'll join politics now. I've gone back home and I'm in politics. So I'm like, hey, another set of agents. Interesting. So nikatumiwa namba, na namba imesaviwa?
Raymond Kisumu.
Raymond Kisumu. That's how the president had saved him. So me nika-save Raymond Kisumu. Save. Call. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I've gotten your number. And those days we used to call him boss. Even now I still call him whatever this situation is. So, hey, boss, amesema nikupigie nini, ati wewe ndio uko na agents wengine nini, tells me. Of course, we are talking not on normal call because nayo pia tulikuwa tumekimbizwa na serikali. So he tells me, okay, sawa, wacha tuonge jioni, but ya niko na watu. Raymond Omolo, our PS for Interior, who nowadays doesn't pick my calls and treats me like shit, used to call me every third day to give me a brief. He used to call me and tell me, oh, okay, so we're doing this, I've done this, and I've spent this much money. I've brought them here in this particular venue, I've paid this for the venue, blah, blah, blah. Then I would tell him, oh, but have you gotten that authorized? Because then he would just be like, don't worry, I'm taking care of everything. So and to be honest, he did a really good damn job. Like, he did a good job. But you see, the relationship then was that he would call me to give me a brief, and then I would call the president to give him a brief, and then would be like, Nyanza tuko fiti. All the way to the point where we were at Bomas counting. Because even when we had to bring back all the Form 34As, Raymond and his people went around in Kisumu collecting them. And in some places it was they had to collect them at gunpoint. Because that place was hostile for us, you know. So he did a really good damn job. To the point that when ODM was going to court, saying that Baba has won and whatever, when they had to produce evidence, they had to rely on our forms. They didn't even have their forms. They were very sloppy with their work. Now, here's the thing. You know, politics, as I've learned, you need to find a way to get your return on investment in terms of the work you put in and what you're expecting to get. If you don't secure that, utatumika vibaya. So at the point when there was the court case in the election petition, saying that kura zihesabiwe tena na nini. Raymond couldn't even access Karen. Yeah, he couldn't access Karen. Raymond used to call me. He's like, Gloria, I'm in Nairobi, what's going on? Amerushanishwa huko amemalizana na vitu zake, sio umeshatufanyia kazi, like ngoja kwanza tushinde hiki kitu ndio tutakuja tujue kama tuko fit. He couldn't access Karen twice. And if I'm lying, let him come here and say I'm lying. Twice, he reached the gate of Karen when all of us were inside and we were waiting for what's happening with the legal thing and whatever. Those videos that used to come out before the announcement came out, I had to go and talk to the watchman at the gate to allow Raymond to enter. Yes, Raymond Omolo. Raymond Kisumu. So fast forward when people were being chosen for all these positions, but he did a good job. So people who don't know him and how he got into the space, they always say, who is this guy? But he worked. He worked for his position in the sense that the job that he did, of all the people in my team, no one else could have done it the way he did it. So he did a good job. And the president trusted him then, you see. And even when the president would call me to ask me, how is that guy I've given you working? I would be like, he's doing a good job. Oh my gosh, he has lifted a huge nini from, you know, my logistics. We are working very well with him. When the list of permanent secretaries was being put together, Raymond Kisumu called me severally because he was nervous that he was going to be played. So he missed out on the cabinet secretary slot, obviously, because he's not a politician and he didn't, you know, I mean, there were more deserving people than him. So when it came to the permanent secretary position, Raymond called me. We had dinner with Raymond in Lavington. He was convincing me to talk to the president because things are sounding like it could be forgotten. And I did draft a very nice message reminding the president, usisahau ule mtu wetu. And I showed him. I was like, unaona ndio hii. And I hit send. And I was like, because I honestly think he did a good job. I didn't have any issues with him. I felt like he shouldn't be played and whatever. Raymond picked the Bible. Raymond, so and so. The next time I went to his office, bana. Sema mjaluo. Sema mjaluo. Wajaluo bana. Hey.
Who are you?
Hata venye alisimama kunini. I was like, man. Nigga, I used to pick you up from the gate. Then I told him, oh, you know now, I know those are small things. You can't do those things. Yeah. Where? Raymond doesn't pick my calls anymore. Raymond Kisumu.
So you try calling him now, you see if he'll pick.
Really? Do you want to do that?
Try calling him
Maybe
now.
he's watching the show, he'll pick. He'll say, we mpumbavu sana umeenda kunianika huko. But you know, I was just trying to show you the nature of politics.
Muulize now, if he picks, ask him, why are you not picking my calls? Tulikosania wapi? Mimi nilikuwa watchman. Umesema wewe ulikuwa unafungua gate.
You want to try? I'm calling.
Yeah.
This, of course, this is for fun because he won't pick up.
He might.
He won't pick up.
Fingers crossed.
Why?
Akipika unalipia 50k.
And you know, as it's ringing, do you know there's a time the group of PSs, they were chanting him? Because they didn't know where he came from. So they kept on trying to tell the president all sorts of negative things about him. He's hung up. They kept on trying to tell the president, Raymond Kisumu, they tried to tell the president all sorts of negative things about him. And so obviously, because I have friends who are PSs, they would echo the same things back to me. And me, don't tell me anything because me, I will tell. Like me. Wiki siri. So they would come and tell me like, oh, mtu anajifanya, kila saa anatembea na boss, anafikiria yeye ndio the blue-eyed boy, nini. So now the PSs were like, ati anatushtaki, hata tuwezi pumua, Raymond anachukua maneno yetu, anaenda anatushtaki. So like the PSs don't like him. And those who are my friends, I used to tell him, you guys just don't know this guy. Because this guy is actually a very nice guy. According to me, I've worked with him. I can say he's a nice guy. He's very professional. He might not be a politician as we are, but I think you need to give him. I used to tell the PSs, give him a chance. You understand? And I still feel like that's my position even now, because honestly, other than him being the Luo that he is and not picking my calls, hakuna mali mimi na Raymond tumekosania. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to show you the nature of politics. And politics is that we use each other. Using each other now, we do it. But I just feel like when you're using each other, there has to be some level of decorum in terms of even how you decide, okay, now our engagement ends here. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, we use each other. We use each other a lot in politics. Yeah. And you should not say, walinitumia. I mean, you have to be an asset for someone to use you.
Yeah.
So if someone alikutumia, first you have to acknowledge you're an asset, right? Yeah. So I just think when I see the captions in the newspapers, use and dump, it's not bad to use someone. It's the idea of how do you end the engagement. You know what I mean? And it has to be mutually beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are running the campaigns, you are in Nini and everything.
So I did all of that, and then eventually when the list was being drawn, at least the president give him his dues. Like he was like, you vibe, you have potential in politics, you have really worked for the campaign, and I do believe you should be in the list of nominees, because nominations are not given, you earn them. You have to, I've seen people online saying, vitu za kupewa unapigania nini? No. Kama ingekuwa kupewa bana, mimi unafikiri mademu wangepewa hizi vitu kitambo sana. Wengi. True. But you have to earn it. You have to prove your worth. And the idea of affirmative action is that we don't nominate an accountant. The idea of affirmative action is we nominate an upcoming politician. So that when the politician hakuna Subaru imekuja
more champagne for the lady.
How is he?
Nataka kumarinate.
So when guys are saying, yeah, you ulipewa, sikupewa, I earned it.
Yeah.
You see, and after earning it, Obinna, I earned it not in haifai kuishia at a nominated senator. Affirmative action, from nomination you should be able to get an elective seat. But you find the people sitting in Senate who are fighting me, many of them who are fighting me, have no interest in vying for office. That's why they can fight me and say, why are you talking? You see them, they're just accountants. And when I say just, I mean just, because in politics, if you're not a politician, you're just an architect, an accountant, you understand? So for them, they have no interest in vying. That's why they can tell you, mbona unapiga makelele, mbona unataka kusikika, because them, after the nomination, you will see, they'll all disappear. So, and that's why this affirmative action thing is not working, because you're supposed to nominate people who, after nomination, they take advantage of being in the space, understanding how parliament works, understanding how political parties work, and then they vie and get elected. Watoke, wafungulie watu sasa, hii jam ya nyuma. So it's supposed to be a channel. You're nominated, you get elected, even to women rep.
Yeah.
Then women rep, you sit one term, you move to a single constituency, unaacha wa mama wengine.
So that's your plan?
I'm vying in 2022.
Same place?
Oh, yeah, okay. Bana. Wameni marinita pambaka nasema 22. I'm vying in 2027. Yeah. I'm vying in Bobasi constituency.
Okay.
And
with UDA still?
I don't know if UDA is going to be in existence. Yeah. Because UDA, I feel, will be absorbed by ODM. There is not enough goodwill to revive UDA.
But there is enough to revive ODM.
ODM people have somehow separated Ela and his actions from the party. So I feel like ODM might survive and be revived, and I think UDA will survive.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, where did things start meeting you in the state?
When I reported the sexual harassment.
What was the nature of the sexual harassment? Tatiana?
Raymond amekasirika saizi pali yuko bana. Hataki story yangu tena. Thanks. How many people are watching?
Yeah. Hey, we are over 3,000 people.
No.
Yes, Ebwata Nirudi before ni
Streaming?
Yes.
Yeah, but you know your show has a big nini.
Yeah.
Following.
Over 3,000 people watching that. 3.4. 3,400 people. They are hapa.
You and this my wine glass.
The internet is back now, it's better. Hebu mtuambie kama sound imerudi, mtuambie kama sound imerudi. Mtuambie kama sound imerudi. Wameguza ile cable? Oh. That's like a mosquito repellent.
Unajua, I have blood group B negative. It attracts mosquitoes. They like to eat me. Nashine Lea. Nashine. Mimi. Ihe. Sawa.
It's okay. Iko sawa, iko sawa, iko sawa. Let's proceed. It's okay. Iko sawa, iko sawa, iko sawa, iko sawa. Okay, tuliwapotezea wapi? Bubu, tuambie tuliwapotezea wapi so that tujue. Tuambie tuliwapotezea wapi. Tuambie tuliwapotezea wapi, tuliwachia wapi, ndo tujue penye tuna pick. Yeah, UDA will not be in existence. So, UDA will not be in existence.
the light.
Yeah, wamesema hapo kwa UDA will not be in existence. So let's continue.
Yeah, so I'll vie. I just don't know which party I'll vie on because I don't know. Siasa saizi imechanganyisha kila mtu.
Okay.
Hata tujui, the only thing tunajua ni mwenye ako opposition. Tunajua ni Gachagua kwa opposition. You at least tunajua. But hizi vitu zote zingine hata tujui.
Amujui?
It's very murky. Even we are trying to make sense of it.
Okay. So I also just asked, where did the rain start beating you?
I said when I reported the sexual harassment case. Everything after that has been well crafted to shut me up, frustrate me, and exit me from the scene. Which they have successfully managed to exit me from the Senate scene. But what I keep hearing from my colleagues and the people in Senate is, wanashanga bado unaongea. Yani bado unaongea. Yani bado umeamka ukava hizo ma lipstick zako ukaenda kuongea. That they really hate.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people, the moment they are met with like the first suspension or something, they'll just keep quiet and fizzle out.
So you were suspended the first time for what?
This is reporting sexual harassment.
If you report, you are suspended?
Yeah, they called it, they were charging me for disrespecting the Senate and alleging that there is sexual favors in exchange for legislative agenda. They took the report and charged me.
Second time you were suspended?
The same thing. The first time, what happened, when they suspended me, I have a lot of friends in Senate, staff. I have a lot of friends. The people who are suffering in Senate and they don't know how to, so they seek solace in me. So the first time when they brought the motion, a staff member told me, Senator, understanding order so and so, if they bring the motion and you're in the House, you have 20 minutes to respond. So you might be suspended, but you have 20 minutes protected in the Senate to tell everything. So you come. I said, so I come. Akaniambia kuja na ukuwe tayari kusema kila kitu. So when I came, you'll see I'm in yellow and a yellow flower because they had brought the motion to suspend me. When I came, the way it played out, they brought the motion, vimbelembele sana sana ni wamama wanatumikanga. There's a lady called Shakila alitumika vibaya sana. Wakaleta. And then people were wondering, why is she so calm? Why is she sitting there with her flower, just observing everything? Because I had been given the weapon. The weapon is, you might go home today, suspended, but finally, you can say everything at the floor of the House. So I had my points. You see, today I've written some of the points I wanted to say on some things. I had my points like this ready. Then the majority leader, Aaron Cheriot, noticed and realized, shit, this thing, ndio tutamvuta chini, lakini na yeye ataanguka na sisi sote. So he quickly went to the dispatch desk where the clerks and the clerk assistants sit, and he asked them, nitafutie order ya kususpend motion. So he stood, he said, as the leader of this House, I want to suspend this motion because these are not matters that we should subject the public to. We can go outside of Parliament and look for an amicable way to end this, and we will have an alternative dispute resolution. And the motion was suspended because he thought, he's smart enough to realize, yes, you'll suspend her, but let me tell you, after today, anyone who gets on a plane to travel to go anywhere, Kenyans will be asking, huyo analala na nani? So he realized, you guys, we are chopping off our nose to spite our face.
Yeah.
Let's remove this thing from the floor of the House, at least, and bring it when she's not there.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. So the second time they brought it, now they designed it, they were like, okay, someone has told her that if she's in the House, she'll get 20 minutes. So they schemed behind the scenes and made sure they brought it when I was in the US. So obviously I was absent, and as we don't have a T virtually online, I can log in. Nope. So they passed it very quickly, and then because they said, oh, she's not in the house, so 20 minutes zake zimeenda hivyo, so they suspended me. And they discussed the matter in parliament in my absence. That is when you see people standing and saying, this man who she has accused as a family. I mean, as if the people I have in my house are cats and dogs and animals. I have a family. I was listening to them and I was like, I have a family. Do you think that I am comfortable with coming out to report this guy and this thing reaching to where it has reached because I'm saying the guy is punishing me for saying no? I have a family. Women were standing in the floor of the house, Catherine Muma, standing at the floor of the house, saying, this man has a family and what is being put through. I'm like, Catherine Muma, the things I could speak about you and the things you've been doing in that Senate, if I was to tell Kenyans here, let me tell you, Catherine Muma will have to leave this country and find a country to live with her family. But I'm an honorable woman. And she's a woman. I don't fight women like the way they fight me. But she stood there and said, the man has a family, forgetting I have a family. Anyway, so they executed the matter. Now, because I was absent, I could only respond after the session was finished. And I was responding from an airport in New York. Now, that video where I'm responding and saying, today they have done this, that's the video that the clerk of the Senate, Jeremiah Nyegenye, took as the sole evidence to the court to say that I defamed him. A question I want to ask Kenyans. How could I have defamed a person who has already, whose matter has already been discussed in public to the whole world at the floor of the house? Obinna, if now we are in parliament, we discuss Obinna ametuibia equipment, Obinna amefanya hii, Obinna, alafu wakasema, oh, Obinna was not wrong. See, the matter has already been out to the public. Then Obinna was absent. Obinna says, hizo vitu mumesema parliament, si hivyo, because you discussed it in my absence. Now I am responding after you have discussed it in my absence to the whole world and saying, this is what has happened. I didn't get a chance to defend myself. They brought it in my absence because they didn't want me to defend myself at the floor of the house. That is the video that he took to court and said that I defamed him. And that is now the judgment, which many lawyers have come out to question. That's the judgment. They said I need to pay 10.5 million. What guys don't know, and I have to tell you today, is this moment, this guy, the moment I reported him, he told me to my face that he will make sure by the time he's done with me, I'll be finished financially, politically, everything. Then he went ahead to tell all the other senators, huyu, hata pension yake hatapata, yote atanilipa. So when the judgment came for 10.5 million, a judgment that has never been given in the history of this country and defamation, I don't know how he got it, but you know, we respect the courts. When the judgment for 10.5 million came, he was joking with people in parliament how he told them he will take my pension. You understand? And that he'll bankrupt me, and his lawyer started coming online to abuse me online. His lawyer came online to start telling me they'll auction my clothes. Obinna, all my clothes put together are more than 10.5 million. They'll have to give me change. And this is where people say I'm arrogant. I try not to be, but some of those things I was seeing him talking about there online, I'm like, my friend, don't be too excited. Hii pesa inaweza kuwa inakufurahisha sana, lakini ni pesa ndogo sana. But the basis of it is that even that judgment, that's why I've appealed the judgment. I've actually gone and I've appealed the judgment, and we are yet to be heard in the Court of Appeal. But already this guy, his intention was already, he set the nini in motion. Another thing he did, he stopped my salary illegally. We are in court also. This is a man who wakes up, he has so much power, he can just write a memo and say, stop paying Obinna. That's what he did. So, and then another thing he did, he crafted all this stuff to work. Oh, this, you see, I had written it. We've gotten to a point that parliament is someone's kiosk, that some of the things that happen there, you hold your nini like this, you're like, ilikuwa ifike hapo. For instance, the other day when I'm being arrested at the entrance, do you know, Obinna, that all the media was forbidden? any media personality, they were told if they are going to be seen at the gate taking photos or videos, their badges for the access to parliament would be taken away. So they were calling me and texting me and telling me, Paul Mhesh, we really want to cover this, but we have been warned. And the person in charge of media in the Senate was standing by the gate to make sure if they see a reporter, niliona nani aende na mkubwa wake, who is the clerk of the Senate, wamnyanganye badge, aache kureport for bunge. That lady stood by the gate the whole time. And you know when she's standing at the gate, what is she doing? Recording to send to her boss. Obinna, you think I'm lying? I want you to read. This is a comment she posted on Facebook. These are individuals who are supposed to be apolitical. When you work in parliament buildings, you are not supposed to have a political alignment. It is actually against the code of conduct for anyone who works to parliament to pick any political alignment, and particularly with the members who you serve. This person in charge of media has been sent by their boss, who has told everyone he will finish me politically, financially, he will make sure that when he's done with me, I'm nothing. He has warned the media, anyone who is seen taking photos of whatever is happening at the gate, which was the illegality, badge yake atanyanganywa na hatafanya kazi tena bunge. You understand? Then he has sent, he's now, there this, I call them errand boys and errand girls. In this particular instant, he has sent his errand girl, the person in charge of media in the Senate, to go and hold forth and look if there's any journalist from any media house taking any photos or videos. Now, when she's there, her boss is calling her. They're calling each other wakicheka. Wamemvuruta, wameinua hiyo mguu yake vizuri. They are now, it's banter. When they're doing that, do you know what she does? Ndio ujue watu wako na kifua kwa sababu wanajua they are protected. Unaelewa? Ako protected, hakuna kitu anaweza fanyiwa. And remember, these are civil servants. She then goes ahead to go online to look for all the posts where people are abusing me so that she can add her abuses. So I want to show you here, because you see now, squeezing my lawyers wamenifundisha how not to get sued. I want to show you here. This is a screenshot of a comment of the head of media of the Senate.
Oh, wow.
Can you read it out loud so that people can see what is happening? This is an employee who is supposed to serve members and be there for the interest of members so that they can do their legislative agenda.
So I can just share with the video post.
Yeah, also, but actually you can because she has posted it.
Yeah, so it's on the public
just share.
domain.
That is a comment of the head of media in Senate.
So
have you seen what she's saying? This is a person who is, if not anything, she's not even supposed to have an opinion of this particular issue. Remember, amefukuza all the media, the journalists, na wamethreateniwa watanyanganywa badges, lakini yeye ndo ameenda sasa pale ku hold fort. Umeona? Now, should I send it? You sent it to yourself?
I've already sent it, yes.
Now, I want to explain to you so that people understand what happens behind the scenes, yeah? Okay. You know, can I just, to paint the picture clear, today is Monday.
Yes.
She has been rewarded with a trip. She's on her way to Turkey. Now, if I'm lying...
How do you know she's been rewarded with that trip?
Man, I've told you I have friends. Mimi mpaka watu wanaosha zile choo pale. Wanataka ni wakomboe kwa ile shitiko huko Senate.
Is that bad?
It's bad.
Mpaka watu wanaosha choo?
Bana.
Kwani how shitty does it get?
Gardeners. Wewe kama ujui. Kama nadanganya leo, she has been rewarded for doing such an awesome job to make sure that journalists have not covered the illegalities that they are participating in. She's on her way to Turkey today.
So basically...
And you know, not that let me just add a bit more information. She's on her way to Turkey. There's a committee that's going to Turkey. The committee does not have enough budget to carry her to Turkey. So there's a budget that has come from the Speaker's office that is taking her to Turkey. So she's done such a wonderful job of ensuring that Orwoba Malizwa kabisa. Reward. Those are the trips that I've been saying are being used. Quid pro quo. Give, take. Nifanyie kazi nitakuweka. Turkey akienda, I'm pretty sure Turkey we are doing a minimum of $800 US per day, per DM. She's going probably for 10 days. Do the math. Yeah. So actually it paid off. Her abusing me, going against the public service ethics and code of conduct of an officer has been fruitful because that money she's making on the trip, she would have otherwise made it out.
So basically you're saying the Senate is the ghetto.
The Senate is the hood.
Like a lot of bad things are happening there. The way we always see you guys put together, walking, smiling with each other. Kuma nyini madui too for each other like that?
No, you know, you have three options, especially as a nominated senator. Option number one, put your head down, sacrifice your political career, and your salary, go home. It's not a bad option. It's a very good option for someone who has understood the game and they're like, hata si lazima nikuwe elected. Option number two, bend over, play the game, get rewarded, have a good 5 years, freaking good 5 years. You will be on the plane every month. Are you kidding me? On the plane every month. You will be the darling of everyone. Someone has put a post of me and a nominated senator from Kisii. And they put a post of me, you know, when I have the chains, when I'm really protesting there, and I'm looking crazy as hell. And then they put a post of the other one in Berlin, you know, doing conferences and, you know, and they're like, compare and contrast, trying to paint me crazy, right? I mean, the only thing that has happened is we have chosen our path. There's nothing, in fact, I looked at that post, and you know, the funny thing about that post is, you know, Obinna, when someone tags you, you have the option to hide the post. She accepted the post so that it can be seen. She's the one doing Berlin things and whatever. But I know I had that option. I just don't want to bend over. I didn't want to bend over. So I don't want to play the game. I didn't come here to play the game. And I don't want to play the game. And it doesn't mean that I'm a saint. I'm not a saint, by the Obinna. People should not confuse this that because I didn't want to play the game, I'm a saint. I am not in any way under any SI unit a saint. You can even go further to say I'm not a good person. I'm just saying we have three options. Put your head down, sacrifice your political career and your salary, 5 years, gone. Number two, bend over, play the game, be nice, do the nice things, do whatever the people need you to do, and you'll be everywhere representing people. You'll even maybe be made a chair of a committee, right? That's an option. Option number three, say no, na uzame. We've all chosen our options. And I don't need anyone, and this is, I always tell my team, they're here to tell you what these ladies will tell you. Wakinikasirikia, nani haja kusupport, nani naambia, by the way, mimi sifanyangi vitu nisupportiwe. Mimi nimechagua, and everyone has a right to pick what they want to pick. And you should not take that right from people. Those who have chosen to put their head down, for whatever reason, it's their right, and no one should look at them funny. Those who have chosen to say no and be persecuted like I'm being persecuted, including Akina wa Mushomba, it's our democratic right. That's the path we've chosen. We don't even expect to be supported. Those who have chosen to bend over backwards, don't look at them funny. They have done their mathematics, their math is mathing. That's the path they've chosen. But I just think if you're going to persecute me as the public, persecute me understanding that these are the choices that we all have, and me, this is the choice I've taken. Then people are saying, you should have known better. Nominated, you stick to the party, you stand by the party, you die with the party. Yeah, but you're the same people during Gen Z who were even trying to kidnap my child because apparently I didn't speak up for you. So you want me to speak up for you, but you want me to toe the party line. You want me to say Alfred Mutua is conning people with games, but then I mean, what do you want also as Kenyans? Because when we speak up, you say, mkona kichwa ngumu mnajifanya, hey, huyu akule ujeru yake, 1 million imeenda. What do you want? Right now, of all the nominated people out here, who is speaking up for anyone? Literally. We have how many nominated women in the National Assembly? Like 4? In the Senate, we have 16. Show me one nominated member of parliament or senator who has come up to say this is wrong, if not me. But then you want to persecute me and tell me, toe the party line. If I toe the party line, you tell me, oh, wewe uko hapo tu mshahara, au kutuongea. I don't even know what Kenyans want anymore. I'm telling you, Obinna, this is why sometimes I sit in my house I tell that my person, you send me boxes of champagne, I drink.
I enjoy.
Yeah.
So, we saw you outside Parliament that day. How did the day start? What
The
was
day
happening?
started well.
Where were you?
Actually, the day started in court.
Ah, you are in court in the morning?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
The UDA party went to court to try and secure orders to keep Consolata, the other lady, in office until the appeal is heard. They didn't get the orders. We argued it out in court. They didn't get the orders. So my lawyer told me, go to work. So I went to work. So it started well. I went to work. I reached there. They said, we have not received communication about you coming back. Allow us to go and check. So I allowed them to go and check. Then they came back and said, no, we are not allowed to have you come in. So you need to leave. I said, that's okay, but whoever has told you I'm not allowed, let them write it officially. And if they give me a letter, I'll go home. I don't want to be at the gate. Nitaenda nyumbani. And then they were like, oh, even though tumeambiwa hakuna barua nini. I said, no. Any communication that happens in Parliament is through an internal memo, a speaker's message, or a standing order. There's no standing order stopping me from going in. There's no internal memo stopping me from going in. The speaker has not written a communication stopping me from going in. So who is this person telling me I can't go in? There's no court order. So what my father taught me is, don't take no. Because if we are all to just take no, oh no, alafu unaenda nyumbani umefanyikiwa, oh no, unaenda nyumbani umefanyikiwa, you won't achieve much in this life. So I said, no, I will leave this entrance if you give me the written communication. Because then I can go back to court and say, by the way, wale wase huko Senate wamesema hizo vitu zenu ni za bloody fucking, sasa hivi wameniandikia barua. But no one was willing to put it in writing, because obviously it is
they'll be accountable.
They'll be accountable.
Wrote it down, yeah.
And obviously they know that what they're doing is illegal, so they don't want to own up to it in writing. So I simply decided, okay, because you people are obstructing me from going to my workplace, I'll stay here till you stop obstructing me. Because I was not at the road, I was at the entrance of the Senate. So there was a standoff for like 5 hours. What you guys see on TikTok and all these places happened much later in the day. Much later in the day.
You were at the gate for 5 hours?
I was at the gate for 5 hours, bana. Mpaka walikuwa wanaambiana huyo wacha nisiseme jina yake juu sasa unajua hiyo soko ameenda mpaka amepata ma 10.5. Walikuwa wanaambiana huko atachoka, ataenda kwa choo bana. Mimi nimefanya campaign za Ruto, atuendangi choo kutoka 6 mpaka 9.
Ulikuwa na shanga, alikuwa anakuambia breakfast
zako ziko nini? Bana mimi mpaka 9 siwezi enda choo.
Breakfast zako ziko sawa.
Niliwaambia choo siendi, choo ndaenda 9. Tulikuwa si tukifanya, wewe unacheza campaign za Ruto unafikiria utashinda umeenda choo. Mimi naweza chapa campaign kutoka 6 asubuhi na nimekula everything, but siendi, sinyori.
Umekaza tu.
Hakuna iko, si system imezoea.
So ulikaa kwa gari ukachoka,
so wakarealize
ya gari.
So mimi nilikuwa natoka na stretch. So hiyo there's a part when I left at I'm stretching. Then this is now the confusion. I've seen someone on my LinkedIn saying, oh, you called for the cops to arrest you. No. When I came out and I was stretching and I wanted to say hi, because you see also the security, don't take it personally. Them, they are just implementing what they've been told. So nilikuwa naenda kuongelesha ini aje nini. Then when I got out, one of the police officers from the inside akasema, ndio yeye ametoka kuja ito mama mshike. You know, they thought I was staying in the car because I'm afraid of being arrested. So when I came out and nikasikia ukisema ndio huyo ametoka kuja umshike, nikasema ni nani ananishika? Kuja unishike. Ndio hii mkono yangu weka pingu. Then she was like, why is she asking me to arrest her? So she backed off. But what you guys were seeing now was the eventuality of a 5-hour standoff. And it's only because the Speaker of the Senate, short as he is, could not imagine that he was going to take an Uber. Because his cars were inside. So he was ready to leave. But his 5'0" height could not allow him to take an Uber. I'm 5'2". So his ego could not allow him to take an Uber or a personal vehicle. So he couldn't imagine a situation where haizi toka na wiu bana, lazima toke na wiu na sasa wiu zimefungiwa ndani. Juu sasa Orwoba amesema yeye anaenda kazini, mumfungulie gate.
And you're trying to say that the speaker could not get any other wiu from outside.
Wewe ni kama ujui Kingi.
Huh?
Wiu za nje na wiu za ndani, wewe ushaona hizo manini zake venye zinakwanga. Watu watamuonaje bana ati sasa amechukuliwa tu na gari hadharani. So now what happened is that they got so much pressure to call a breakdown to remove my car.
Waisho wengine walikupita hapo?
Waisho wengine waliacha magari ndani wakaenda na Uber mahali walikuwa nenda.
Oh.
Yeah, because
so nasema wao kuna tunnel ka kutokeleza side nyingine.
Tunnel inatoka miguu but gari.
So nauliza wengine walifuata kwa tunnel wakaishia.
Gari yako ikiingia Senate kutoka ni gate moja. So
that is not good for security.
That's actually a security weak point.
Wow,
but these guys, they're always doing renovations. You know, the accounting officer of the Senate ana renovate mpaka ametubadilisha maua hapo sijui mataa hajaifikiria hiyo gate iko na shida juu kazi yake tu ni anyway,
because I'm like kama gate ya kutoka kila mtu ni moja, kuna gate nyingine kwani
in Senate once you park your car inside, you can only leave from one gate.
No, but there's supposed to be like an exit.
So there isn't.
Emergency
so in fact,
exit.
when they kept on saying that I'm obstructing, I'm like, no, there's only one gate to Senate. I'm going to work as per the court's instructions. I'm going to work. In fact, it is you people who are obstructing me.
Your breakdown ikaitwa.
So breakdown ikaitwa. Kwa sababu sasa 5-0 lazima aende na wiu. So breakdown ikaitwa.
But ukaamua kujifunga nyororo. Obinna, dramatic.
No, you need to know something about me. And it's not, they're trying to cover all my truths to make me like a mad woman, right? You know, it's easy for someone to say Obinna is mad. Because if I say Obinna is mad, then no one will listen to Obinna, right?
True.
Yeah. When I sat in Mwafrika's podcast, everything I said in Mwafrika's podcast has come to be seen as the truth. Even when I was telling people Kimani Ichung'wah is not the president's favorite, yeye ndo anaforcing issues. You saw how he spoke in the parliamentary group meeting. Everything I have said, I said parliament is corrupt before the president said it's corrupt. I said it. The president came and said it's corrupt. I was like, there you have it. I've said so many things. I've talked about trips in exchange for favors, sexual favors, or all other sorts of favors in parliament. No one wants to put a spotlight on that issue of trips. Kwa sababu ikiwekwa hivi, haitaangusha watu wawili, itaangusha watu.
Kila mtu.
Not kila mtu, but watu.
Mnapenda kwenda trips, eh? And is that serious?
Trips
kwenda China na wabamba hivyo.
Trips is an equivalent to money.
Hizo mapadiemu unataka kungaria?
Yes. So no one wants to touch it because Orwoba might be pointing there to prove her sexual harassment case with the clerk. But once she's proving the sexual harassment case, kutakuwa na collateral. There'll be a lot of people who even I don't know, and probably will be like, oh, even this one is doing 5 trips in a week or something. So they don't want to touch it. But so it's not genuine then when people come to say we are now investigating corrupt governors when you can't even just pick a thing as simple as a travel report and show it to the public. This is taxpayers' money. I am part of the people who are going for trips. I've not said I'm completely innocent because I have gone for trips. You understand? But what I'm trying to say is, let us open that travel report and see the people who've gone for trips legitimately and the people who've gone for trips because they are being rewarded. I have told you the head of media, after making sure no journalists are taking photos of me when I'm being carried by police, Akotaki, Leo, you have seen her comments that she has posted outrightly mocking me, a person she is supposed to be serving in Senate. This is under the public officers ethics code of conduct. That is even grounds not only to be fired, but also to be investigated further. But nothing will happen to her because who is she best friends with? The clerk of the Senate.
You're complaining about the illegalities that are happening in the Senate. But were you not in the team that impeached Rigiji?
Yes, that's not an illegality.
Oh, so that one happened above board.
Impeaching, that's what we do. Our mandate in the Senate is
I'm not complaining about that, how it was done.
How it was done.
You know the stories around it. You all were given money and people have come out to talk about it.
I have said this repeatedly, that, and maybe for clarity, Maybe it is the nature of how I conduct myself that I am not put in certain things. But honestly speaking, from my perspective and from what I know, I did not see any money changing hands. So you see, you can't force me to say niliona watu wakilipwa.
So kupigwa bread.
But other than kuongea vitu tuliongea bunge, that's completely legal. That's our mandate. And by the way, if you look at my impeachment, or not my impeachment, yeah, my impeachment. If you look at the impeachment motion of Rigiji, I was the only person who stood up and said, these people brought 11 counts to impeach Rigiji, and they couldn't substantiate any of it except one, the one for shares. That's the only count that they had evidence, they had videos, and you know, it's the only count that you can say, enyewe, hapa maneno ya shares, it is borderline tribal. Yeah. Even in my submissions when I stood to speak, I stood and I said, for me, I'm afraid of anything on the tribal lines, us versus them. Because in 2007 and 2008, when I was giving birth to my son who's 17 now, I even had to check the IDs of the anesthesiologist to make sure si Mkikuyu ama Mjaluo, juu at that time Wakisi tulikuwa tunauliwa na pande zote. And the thought of getting back to that situation like that scared me. So what they used is they used fear. They knew how to convince me. You understand? Waliniuzia uoga. Because me, I was like, hey, tukirudi to 7 to 8 tena. Now this time, sitakuwa mbaya. So for me, I even went on public and said later that indeed when I look back at how I was convinced about the shareholding narrative, I say I regret impeaching Rigiji. I said it. Because again, by the way you are sure, the poster says fearless or flawed. Yani, is she fearless ama kona makosa nyingi? Mimi nayo makosa niko nazo nyingi. Hiyo nakubali. I am flawed completely. Because if you could sell me a narrative like that, na uningize box, that also, you have to question how gullible I am. It means I'm also very gullible. Bado sijafika mahali ninaweza kasema hii ni uongo. So I know I'm flawed. I have a lot of weak points. And when people try to paint me crazy, it's because it's the easiest way to disregard me. But I've not been crazy when I said all these things and they've come to pass. And today, Obinna, I'm telling you, I'm not crazy when I tell you this. This year will not end before Baba bolts.
Before Baba?
Baba is going to bolt. Yes. And him as a person might not bolt. Him as Baba, Raila, might stay. But Baba's whole machinery is bolting before December. Because they have now realized the party cannot survive this shit. And there are a lot of things that Ruto is doing for Raila. But all the other party members are realizing those things are for Raila. They are not for us. So sisi musituingize maneno ya Raila. And that's why you're seeing this whole faction of Sifuna. By the way, look at the impeachment of the Kericho governor. Right? All the ODM people who are apparently still being whipped as broad-based are the ones who voted to impeach him. 16 members. 16 members voted to impeach the Kericho governor. Amongst them are some UDA members. But 26 or 25 members voted to save him. Where did we get 25 members? Half of ODM, who are like these things that Raila is doing is shit, we are not following. And half of UDA. Mandago saved him. Senator Mandago saved the Kericho governor. Hilary Sigei, of course, because he's also related to the Kericho governor, saved him. But still, for Hilary Sigei to go against Aaron Cheriot and Ruto, anyone who's following politics, you can see it's shifting. There are no numbers. They don't have numbers in the Senate. And, and one of the things that didn't sit well with a lot of the senators about the impeachment of the Kericho governor, it is not about the things that were being brought. The Kericho impeachment is about land. There is land that a company, a tea company, is trying to grab, And the Kericho governor, the community that owns that land, went to him and told him, and the Kericho governor said no. And to punish him, the powers that be said, we'll remove you. This is the second time they're bringing him. Remember, they brought him right before Rigiji. This is the second time they're bringing him. Na huko ni kwa Wakalenjin. Unaelewa? So anyone who's reading, you will understand. Even the Kalenjins are fed up. They're also telling you we are tired. And they have said, Aaron Cheriot has said that we are going to bring him back again, whatever, whatever. Let me tell you, if that man comes back again to the Senate, in fact, Aaron Cheriot will get 3 votes. He's Cherargei and Boni Halwale, because they keep threatening Boni Halwale that they'll remove him from the whip seat.
Okay.
So things are not looking good at all. And now you'll find the cheerleaders are telling Ruto, usijali, tuko sawa. Tuko sawa nini? Mwambie ukweli. Mwambie watu wameenda. Watu wamehama. Have you seen what is happening in Mandera? Have you seen what's happening in Mandera? Now let me give you another ins of Mandera. Mandera is where Senator Ali Roba comes from. Senator Ali Roba used to be the governor of that Mandera. When we got into office as Kenya Kwanza, Ali Roba has a party for all of Northeastern called UDM. He went and brokered a deal with the president and said, we will support your agenda. We are coming into the Kenya Kwanza alliance as a post-election agreement. And later on, when things started happening in Mandera, Ali Roba, he's not okay with it. You understand? But guess what? Ali Roba, thanks to all the cheerleaders around him and the cheerleaders around the president and what? Hata hiyo chama UDM is no longer Ali Roba's party. It was already taken.
By who?
Those are the questions journalists should go and investigate. And the moment I know he's quiet, people are saying, why is the senator for Mandera not speaking about the Sudanese, the RSF people coming and da-da-da-da? Because if Ali Roba as much as blinks the wrong way, this thing called EACC and weaponization of corruption, atafunguliwa kesi. You know, he's the former governor. Hata kiblink vibaya, labda alikuwa blink hivi akablink hivi, anafunguliwa kesi. Chama yake imeenda, amebaki hezi ongea. That is the senator for Mandera. You understand? The former governor.
So he has to cover himself and not to talk.
So people are not okay. People are quiet, but they're not okay. Why are they quiet? Nimekwambia uchague Subaru ya white ama Subaru ya black. So the silencing of leaders, what it has done with this period of time is, it has allowed for all the rogue actors to just run around and do whatever they want to do, including selling our country.
Where?
So, by the way, when you see Rigiji saying the things he's saying, or when you see me speaking what I'm saying, believe me, because I've told you, mimi hata ndo nilikuwa naambia msee afungue TikTok 2022. Sasa kudanganye nini? Rigiji akiingia mahali akwambie sikiza, hii kitu iko hivi na hivi. Who are you to say when ni propaganda? Who are you? Wewe ulikuwa status? Wewe ulienda ukachukua Hemeti ukampeleka kukutana na watu ama wewe ni nani? Mimi, when I tell you what is happening in Senate, unless you are a senator, right now,
Believe it.
believe it. And I'm telling you, the best thing that ever happened is Gen Z. The second best thing that ever happened is the pronunciation by the president about parliament being corrupt, because the power balance has come back, because the parliamentarians are pushing back as well. And we need that balance. You know, we can't just have a country that's in one direction. We need, Ruto himself used to say, I'm happy when we have a robust opposition. Because he used to say, it makes me think through my policies and polish the programs that I'm putting up, which I think is a very good position. So whatever is happening is we need to get to a point, wacheni kusema, you have suddenly become so clever. We have been clever. What has happened is you are suddenly listening to us.
You're finally talking.
No,
to
some
us.
of us have been talking.
But not to us.
Me, I've been talking to you guys, but you have been made to believe by all this mainstream media that I'm the devil. a paid smear campaign. Do you know, Obinna, there's a station that I have been blacklisted?
Me too.
Citizen TV, Citizen TV, I have been blacklisted. Not because I did anything. I never did anything. The powers that be. That thing that happened when I was being arrested was not supposed to be known by many. Lakini Mungu naye ni nani? Mungu akasema acha nikwambie kitu itatembea. That's when now the mainstream media had to pick it. And I never said shut down X. That's another thing you should have asked me.
Iko hapa, si wewe ndio taki sasa ni bongo.
Aya, basi
Umebonga
uliza, pole.
bongo wao, donge bongo.
Pole basi, pole.
Kwanza ulipelekwa wapi venye ulinyongwa na nyororo?
Sinipelekwa Central.
Alafu
Central
ulipa cash bill.
wakakataa kuniandikia charges. Mimi nikamwambia by the way mwezi nishika hivyo vyote na mkataa kuniandikia charges. Sasa ikakuwa standoff. Ushaona, ndio maana wanasemanga mimi ni mwenda wazimu. Ushaona niko Central naambia stoki hapa mpaka mniandikie charges. Itabidi mniandikie charges. Juu nyinyi ndio mwezi nileta alafu mniambie niende. Kwani kazi yenu ni kushika watu kwa streets alafu mnaambia waende? Mimi nataka charges. Hiyo kitu nilifanya munitoe huko mkuje mniandikie. Sasa mwenye alikuwa amepewa hiyo orders from above naye akazima simu. OCS wa Central akasema amumcheze. Alikaa hapo na akamtafuta huo mtu, alipatikana akamwambia my friend, wewe ndio ulishika mheshimiwa. Mahali huko jibebe tu kuje hapa. Baby tulikuwa hivi 4 hours. Juu OCS wa Central naye alisema mtamuingiza kwa hiyo kitu muliingiza talam the other day. The other talam for OCS. Akakaa wakaanza kumwambia unajua sijui tuko mbali, akamwambia hata hakuna mahali tunaenda. Itabidi mkuje nyinyi ndio mdeal na huyu mheshimiwa mwenye nyinyi mmeshika. Kwanza mbona mmemleta Central na Parliament kuna police station. Mnaniletea kwa ngori. So when the guy came, tumekaa sasa tunaongea mpaka sasa najua I know that guy where his kids go to school nini. Sasa tumekuwa mabeste. Sasa when we are talking, the guy who's supposed to come and write me a charge sheet is refusing nini. They are playing all sorts of games and me I told the OCS hata usitense. Mimi sijakojoa kutoka 6 am na sina plan za kukojoa mpaka hii story ishi. So me I'm okay. Let's just keep at it. Eventually when the guy came, he kept on trying to call the guys who gave him orders. And wakamruka. He was so frustrated, he kept on saying, hii kazi ya polisi ni mbaya. Unapewa orders, halafu watu wanakuacha kwa kiwanja. Tukamwambia si tulikuambia tukiwa huko Senate. Wewe ukajifanya wewe ndio uko na kifua, andika charge sheet. Now because I've refused to go, I'm saying I have to sleep in this station. Mi kama mniandiki charge sheet na hapa stoki. Na kama stoki usisa endi. Sasa tumekaa. Ikabidi waniandike charge sheet. Wakaniandikia sijui obstruction na sijui disturbance, sijui nini. Wakaanza tunajua tukikuandikia charge sheet lazima tuchukue fingerprints, vidole fingerprints leteni tuchukue. Mimi wa mwezi nishtua naye. I mean after all we did huduma numbers and whatever, our fingerprints are everywhere. So you know they thought if they tell me that I'll refuse. I said bring that thing, we take fingerprints. Took fingerprints, nini. By the time we are going to pay the cash bill, right? Because they gave me a cash bill of 10K. They are refusing to document the cash bill. The OCS with the cash bill book is saying, hakuna. Tukaanza kuzungushana because do you know they came with a cash bill book from I don't know where. Because hapa people are now careful. They are like orders from above will screw you. So mwenye alimshika ajipange tu venye atamwandika charge sheet venye alimshikia na ajipange tu venye atampeleka mali anampeleka. So the 4 hours we were in the police station was more like people saying, we know this thing they're doing is wrong, so we don't want to be part of it. So the person who picked you up from wherever they picked you up, let them come and die with this thing. So that's what happened. So now I have a charge sheet for something obstruction and disturbance, and we are going to court.
So ulitoka huko saa ngapi?
9 something.
Acha OCS aenda relax, we?
No, you know what? I want to commend that OCS and those policemen from Central. Yeah. Because they didn't take things casually and that OCS was very particular. He asked the guy, why did you bring her here? Muna mtu wa parliament pali kuna police station afu namleta hapa kwa nini? So he knew the games that were being played. So he was like, mi amtaniingiza kwa hizo mchezo. And you know, I'm glad, you know, those are the things that make me happy because it shows, even if, by the way, you can't be popular, but even if you're not liked, there's some things that are changing.
Yeah.
Because not all policemen will agree to be used. So that one in particular, he refused. Some of the other sergeants that were being forced to write statements and nini, they said, hata hao wajui kwa nini nimeshikwa. Nyi muandike statement venye mnaandika. So now we are, my lawyers are very busy.
Me by the Central Police Station used to be a good police station.
I think it still is.
Before that story for
Yeah,
nani.
yeah.
Because also minili venye walifanya shuffle nilikuwa disappointed maze. Unajua hiyo ofisi ya deputy OCS, unajua kiti ni mimi nilitengeneza.
Ulitengeneza
Hiyo sofa,
kivipi?
kuna sofa iko hapo, sofa ya blue. Kama uliingia kwa ofisi ya that's my seat,
how
man.
much?
Sikulipwa, ilikuwa donation.
Ilikuwa donation.
Also alikuwa tu na ropoa. So there's a day I went there. Okay. Wacha niseme nilikuwa natafuta nini.
Sema tu ulikuwa umeshikwa.
No.
Drunk and disorderly, ndio
Nope.
ukaacha pombe.
Not me.
Ndio ukaacha pombe.
Never ever. Not me. There was something I was looking for. So when we sat there in that room, I sat on this chair, I was like, Kambia, hey, niaje Morio hii kiti. So akanambia, unajua lazima tu sign wares, sijui nini. Kambia haina shida because when msempona hii ofisi yako, let me help you with this.
But they are very good. They are very good. They are.
Yeah, he was a young guy who was very.
You know the problem we have as Kenyans? When you meet one
bad police.
Stupid police officer like the one who, sasa yeye alikuwa anainua mguu zangu honestly. Like akiulizwa tu vizuri like unaona venye mnaulizanga mtu uko soba. Huyo angeulizwa tu vizuri like kuna kitu umevuta, angekujibu nini? You know, I mean, paka my exes were asking me venye unajifanyanga hapo mguu yako ilikuwa imefika huku juu. I mean, I was like, I didn't even know my legs could go that high up.
You are flexible.
Man.
Yeah, one leg.
Bana. I mean, it was up there for like, I don't know how many minutes.
And you are not even complaining.
Yeah. No, I mean, and you know the whole time. But my biggest injury, because I've had many injuries, I actually have a P3. I went to hospital and everything. So guys don't know this, but my shoulder during election, because it keeps dislocating. So I had a surgery for this, my right shoulder. So on that day, the reason even at one point I had to lie down, because I was dealing with two things. My cesarean section scar, which has not healed, and my shoulder. And for 2 days, I was bedridden because of these two things. Not even the leg. Because even the reason my baby came at 35 weeks was because my scar opened. My previous cesarean section scar opened. So I had to go for an emergency C-section because the scar, I was tearing. So I delivered at 35 weeks. Now, you can imagine the things those police women were doing to me at that time, but that's not it. My arm, which I did, I have an operation to kunishona, shoulder yangu shinde kitoka, so ni kama nilishonwa, kama kustepoliwa. Nilikuwa kwa kitanda hivi because now nimefanyikiwa double.
We, mambo ni mingi. But tumekuwa on for how long?
We live and we learn and
30 minutes to 4 hours. We've been talking for 3 hours, 30 minutes. Hey,
we need to conclude.
Talk, eh?
We need to conclude.
Yeah, in the next 5 minutes. Quick fire. Mbona ulisema internet zimwe time ya Gen Z?
Fake news.
Si wewe ulisema?
Smear campaign.
So hakuna penye ulisema hivi. In the beginning you said education used to work. Is it not working now?
No, it's not.
What can be done different?
Change of leadership. When ni quick fire, tena bana umesimama. Tuko quick fire.
2027, who are you going to be voting for?
Who will be there?
Okay, now let me paraphrase. In 2027, do you see a 2-term or do you see a 1-term?
Who will be there? Who has told
The
you
current president
Who has told you he's vying?
is positioned himself in such a manner.
Has he opened his mouth and said, I'm vying? Guys, let me tell you something. Me, I know these people. Until Ruto opens his mouth and saying, na sasa hapa 2027 nasimama kiti ya rais. Don't be doing this 2-term, 1-term thing. Do the 1-term. Because the 1-term, at least, it's still in message. The 2-term, he has not said he's vying.
Okay.
And with everything that's happening in this country, by the way, it doesn't matter whether it's 2-term or 1-term. Can I tell you something? With what is happening in Mandera, we won't have a country to have any terms. And you know this Mandera thing, people are joking. This Mandera thing, people are thinking it is just affecting the people of Mandera there. Oh, Mandera people, nini, nini. Number one, when Mandera has been, the way it is being encroached to Meipeana ama whatever is happening, suddenly now it is not Kenya, right? You think Museveni is just sitting in a corner sipping champagne?
Strategize.
My friend Migingo is gone before you sneeze like this, gone. You think all the other neighbors who have wanted a piece of this country are just sitting pretty. And whatever is happening in Mandera, don't think it doesn't affect you. It affects you because our passport is getting weaker. Guys who don't understand what is happening is all those people who are being allowed to do whatever it is they're doing in Mandera and coming in, and all these passports that they are being given at 24-hour passport and citizenship and IDs and whatever is happening in Northeastern. The international community no longer know if you're a Kenyan or a South Sudanese or a Sudanese or a Somali or an Ethiopian. We just know you have a Kenyan document, but are you really Kenyan? So because people are understanding our borders have been perforated and all this man of people are passing and getting documentation from Kenya, our passport is weakening. And the moment your passport is weakening, it is not just an issue of you being bad to go to other countries. It is an issue of even do you belong to African Union? This one that we were fighting for, Raila, to be the chair. And when that happens, forget about now the logistics of entering and coming out. International trade is the next barrier that we are going to deal with. We have seen the US Senate is now investigating all these shenanigans. Why? Because NATO. When people are saying NATO doesn't affect me, let me tell you it affects you. Civil war doesn't start at tuamke leo tufanye civil war. It starts by the deterioration of independent institutions. You kill the police force, you kill the military, you kill independent institutions, you kill parliament, you kill, we are selling off Kenya Pipeline and all this independent. And then what do you remain with? You remain with a shell of a country. When you have a shell of a country, you are so vulnerable.
Why is the president not acting on the Mandela issue?
It's a question we need to ask him.
You think he doesn't know?
What do you mean he doesn't know? Me, I saw Rigiji on this chair in Wamunyoro telling us things. Even I was shocked. You know, there are things I know and then there are things I'm like, hey, no wonder that day. I didn't know about that. Of course he knows. I have seen videos. Caroline Mtuku has posted on her, by the way, shout out to Caroline Mtuku, I follow you. She has posted on her Facebook stories all these videos of military activity of these Sudanese guys and whatever, doing whatever it is they're doing. A school has been captured and they're like, oh, by the way, screw you, you don't even need education. Hapo ndo tunakuja kufanya vitu zetu za kuenda kupigana Sudan. And you want to tell me that he doesn't know? The Mandela governor is in a corner hiding, doing a video, telling us that his county has been captured. And us guys are still sitting at Obinna Show sipping champagne. Let me tell you, civil war doesn't start at guys, venye mnasemanga Tuesday ni Tuesday, ati mnaenda maandamano. Civil war doesn't start like that. Civil war starts how you weaken and completely destroy institutions to a point that by the time it starts, Obinna, we will be doing this show here and we can't leave this compound. And what baffles me is, and this is why people think women, when we are given leadership, we can't do anything. Our Minister of Defense is like, where is she? Put out a bloody statement. So Ipan, tell us. Guys are saying that military people doing there na KDF hakuna kitu wanafanya. What do you have to say about that, Soipan? You're the minister. You know these things also, ukipewa usifikiri umepewa tizo unakaa pale utapigwa picha mkitembea pale na maskari mkionekana. My friend, a time comes when leadership calls for you to stand up and give a statement. That's why it doesn't matter who my enemy is. When it comes to women and women issues, I will always speak up. Do you know when Karen Nyamu was being removed because of her shenanigans with Samido? Do you remember that time? And they brought for her disciplinary action like mine? Ask her, call her if you have to. I spoke up for that woman. And not because we were friends. We were not friends. I mean, we don't fuck with each other. I don't like her. We don't like each other. But I was like, wait, nimewaona. Mukimaliziana Nyamu, mtu atakuja na nudes zangu, munitoe. If you make it easy, it doesn't matter. It's not the person. It's the symbol of the thing. I spoke up for Karen Nyamu. I literally picked up the phone and called Cecily Mbarire and told her she's full of shit. And I was like, Karen Nyamu is in whatever situation, whether she's a second wife, first wife, whatever wife she is, we don't even care. That has nothing to do with her work. I spoke up for her. Now I see her quiet on the corner. She thinks she's, you know, for me, it's the silence of the people who should speak up, because I don't need to like you to know that something that is happening to you is wrong. Because guess what, Obinna? Even a mad woman at the market can be raped. Just because she's mad doesn't mean she can't be raped. So you have, as Kenyans, we have to be in a place where you speak up. And if you can't speak up, appreciate the 1 or 2 people who've come out to speak up. Because if you see all Mandela leaders quiet, if no one speaks, Mandela will be gone. They move to Marsabit. They move to what? By the time you know it, our borders have moved to here. By the time you know it, we're in civil war. By the time you know it, Obinna, you can be saying I'm a Kenyan, whatever, lakini hata in Nigeria utaingia, watatuba, because now they know our country has been infiltrated by terrorists, by outsiders, by people who they can't verify. So we don't know if you have a Kenyan ID, if you really are Kenyan, or if you are all this manner of things that's happening out there.
We, mambo ni mingi.
Yeah, so I really hope that Kenyans, when they're listening to me, understand it's not even about me. And it's not even about Ruto. And it's not even about Rigathi. It's about understanding that when you see the images of Ukraine, the images of Congo, all these places that have been destabilized. And by the way, don't think we'll ever recover from civil war. We can never recover. Libya has never recovered. Libya has never recovered from civil war. What makes you think Kenya is special? These fights we're having with Tanzania that are mocking Tanzanians, they are in a far much better place than we are as a country right now. Suluhu can be all sorts of things, but she is making sure that shit is not happening in our country. So she's saying, no, this is Tanzania, these are our borders, this is our country. Why are we allowing these things to happen in Mandera?
Okay, another question, quick fire. Ilikuwa quick fire. Where?
Hiyo hata nimeshika nini mpaka nimesikia. Because if my father was alive, my father, you know, let me tell you. Hi. No, hii kitu by the way, nimesikia ni kama nikipatana mahali na president wetu nitamwambia baba bana, haikuwa ifike hapo. Ilikuwa ifike mahali unatuuzia nchi. Ai bana, haikuwa ifike hapo. Hizi vitu zote zingine tunaweza deal nazo, hata adani tunaweza pigana hapo, lakini tuuzie nchi hivi tu tukiona hivi na macho. Haikuwa ifike hapo.
What's your take on Sakaja?
I think he should be impeached. I think he should have been impeached like last year.
Because of why?
Because of the reason Sakaja thinks we are in one big Hollywood party. Sakaja is all about PR. What are those things? What are those things?
Dishi na county.
Do you know one of the apartments I live? We bana, toka hapa. Hata naweza kukuchapa. You know,
Dishi na county.
one of the apartments that I have here in this Nairobi, let me not say, wacha ni paraphrase hapo bana, mnaweza sijui nitasemaje.
Umeshaisema.
One of the apartments that I reside in here in this Nairobi has never had water, ever. Every day I ask these people, what the hell is going on here? Bowser after Bowser after Bowser. Ever since I have occupied that apartment, no water. And then I see Sakaja doing some things up and down, and I'm like, is it so difficult to just figure out the water issue in Nairobi? Like, what would it take? Like, just explain to us what is stopping you from figuring out the water thing. Nothing. This guy is in a Hollywood party. He's good vibes and inshallah. He's doing Dubai Manenos. He should be in a reality show. I mean, and even if he doesn't want to deal with water, okay, let's deal with drainage. He can't even deal with drainage. I mean, what is Sakaja going to deal with in this our county, this one? And you know, Sakaja is as much as he's, I would say, completely incompetent in his position. Not only is he incompetent, he has been captured holistically by both William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Now, he's completely incompetent, then he has to serve two masters. Let me tell you, it's a fucking mess. It's a shit show. At this point, I miss Sonko. That's how bad it is. I mean, Sonko even did things. He even had ambulances. He buried people. He used to even contribute to community social welfares. I mean, Sonko at the bare minimum, even city council workers worked under Sonko. Garbage was collected. Like, I mean, the fact that I'm sitting here justifying Sonko's leadership is a whole issue. A whole issue. And I'm just telling you, Sakaja, so Kenyans, when you do something wrong, like that is something wrong, learn from its mistakes. Forget about how people look. This is why I think maybe I should shift my nini to Nairobi, because Hao watu warembo rembo sijui dimples na nini bana, hao watu wako useless. Watu Nairobi muelewe, mchukue watu sura personal, watu ong'ong'o, watu kama sisi tutafanya kazi.
Ya women rep.
Kukiendelea hivi ni kama nitakuja hapa Nairobi. Hizi vitu mnatufanyisha hapa Nairobi zenye tuelewi, I'm telling you.
What do you think of the women rep for Nairobi?
I have many things to say about her, but I have to also give her flowers. I think with the little resources she has done well.
Okay.
And I think her problem is, how will I say this without sounding negative? Pasaris has actually worked. I think she has worked. I know the people who are online telling, oh, the Pasaris has not done. Pasaris is, ukienda ground yake amefanya, kuna vitu, na hiyo pesa ya women rep si nyingi. Hiyo pesa yenye ako nayo amefanya nayo kazi. Shida ya Pasaris ni hii FOMO. Ako na FOMO. Fear of missing out. So she has to be everywhere. That's why she's everywhere. Na hiyo kukua everywhere pia ana feel lazima ongee. Juzi amekuwa police spokesperson. Anaongea juu ya polisi. Why? Si atuulize sisi tumekuwa na William Ruto all this time. Umetuona tukiongea kama tuna spokesperson wa polisi. We don't have that FOMO. Shida yake ni FOMO, but I actually think as a women rep, I think she has performed.
Okay.
Yeah, to the best of her ability.
Okay.
And with the resources that she has.
Finally, your lipstick. Watu wengi sana wameongea hapa. Wanasema unapenda sana colorful lipstick.
I love, you see, Obinna, there can only be one me. There can only be one me, surely. Ushaipata mtu mwingine kama mimi?
No.
Never. Can only be one me. I love lipstick. I've always loved lipstick from when I was like 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. There are things I do for me. I don't do for you. I don't do it for you guys online.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It's like, wele Obinna venye umeamka, hiyo suruali umevalia mtu. So umekaa hivi chini ukasema bana, leo ninachapa show na Orwoba, acha nivae suruali kwa comfortable juu tutakaa 4 hours. Au uko unasema wacha nivae suruali yenye itaonekana watu waone. You know what I mean? You did it for you, for your comfort, for you to be able to function, for you to feel good about yourself. I love lipstick. What you see on my face, whatever you think about it, that's fine. It's for me. I can't leave my house without lipstick. If I do, I feel naked. I love lipstick. I love bright colors. I often, outside of this, I even do purple, green. I've been looking for yellow when I was still passionate about my party colors. So if you can gift me champagne, flowers, lipstick. And I'm sorry guys, it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, lipstick wakudumu wata.
Lipstick ya kudumu itadumu. So up next we have Shalkido, Yeospin na Mayengs, then we have Mkisi duo, and then we still have Kapedo. This conversation was not supposed to go for 4 hours, but it's quite interesting. I think we need a part 2. Because hata na feel vitu mingi umeandika hapo hatujaongelea bado.
Ampendangi kuniuliza my successes. People say you should have done it when you're in parliament. You should have done it when you're in parliament. I've done a lot of
Iko hapa. Ndio hii hapa.
A lot.
I've even written it here. I'm
Obinna,
like, hey, but now the time.
At least just 2 minutes for my success.
Hata ndio iteni iko hapa achievement.
2 minutes for my achievement.
Haya, twende kazi.
2 minutes.
You have to.
6 bills. You didn't even know about it. You only know about sanitary pads bills.
Twende kazi.
Data protection bill. Kwanza Technopolis bill that KJ stole and went and passed in the National Assembly. Swahili for immigrants bill. Whistleblower protection bill. These are all my bills that I've worked on, that I've tabled at the floor of the House. Nobody talks about that. Kwanza Technopolis, I lost with 2 votes. KJ stole it and took it to National Assembly. Sanitary pads bill, waiting for voting. I don't know how that's going to go. The other ones are still in motion. There are people who've done 3 terms. They've never had even 1 bill. So 6 bills, number 1. Women agenda, I've pushed. Not only have I pushed from 265 million Kenya shillings to 1 billion for the budget of sanitary pads, I personally have distributed, and I will post it on my pages, more than, I think we had 200,000 packets of sanitary pads from a personal initiative. Oh. Yeah, and you have not seen me putting a pay bill number to you asking you to send me money. I actually tell you bring pads or whatever. So that's an achievement. You talk about GBV and femicide. I have not seen any other person that has been intentionally on point. Do you remember a Nigerian guy who was beating a lady on a wheelchair? Yeah? I took 3 days and intentionally went and knocked on doors and pushed things, and that guy was deported. That guy was deported. That woman is having peace with her children in this country, her country. courtesy of that. And it was through that initiative that the Ministry of Interior decided to put together a special program to make sure that certain cases that are public interest cases of GBV and femicide and whatever are dealt with quickly. The moment Kindiki left that office, that thing died like that. I've done a lot of things in terms of, so that now I don't talk, Sana. So I've done the budget. Oh, okay. The Invictus Games. You guys have seen me with Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. He has Invictus Games. I am the patron and the founder. I introduced it to Kenya, and we are hoping that our veteran KDF guys who have been wounded actually have a life after being wounded. Brown Cheese Company. Do you remember Brown Cheese Company? The lady that threw a pad in the wrong bin and then wakaanza kustripiwa naked so that waone who is on her periods to be punished. Do you guys, Brown Cheese? Brown Cheese was big. It was about menstrual equity and sensitizing all these manufacturing industries for that. I was involved at the forefront on it and giving sensitization and even making sure that those two managers, one of them was even fired, were held to account for stripping people. And then how many initiatives have been called to participate and actually represent this country, including the Clinton Global Initiative. They looked at all the senators in the whole of Africa and called me to go and represent issues of sexual reproductive health and rights. I have single-handedly, with the people who are in Tanzania, the menstrual hygiene champions, we sat down and began the initiative of a menstrual hygiene policy in Tanzania because they don't even have one. We did the same in Ghana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they don't have one.
Tanzania iko dunia yake.
We did the same in Ghana. In Ghana, actually, it's not only the policy, even the issue of taxation. I'm very strongly involved in pushing and championing with the legislators that are there that they stop that because they are heavily taxing the sanitary pads. Those are my achievements. Jacqueline, you know Jacqueline, this whole story of period poverty. There's a girl who committed suicide because they mocked her in school. And when I launched my sanitary pads bill, we used the story of Jacqueline to create, to sensitize the public. And I don't shout about a lot of things that I do. This is just one that I want to give. There are many of these kind of things. But everyone was trying to use Jacqueline's parents for a story. Nobody supported that family. They would call her for events, then dump her. And we sat down with that whole family, the brother, the mother, and whatever. And that was a personal initiative to figure out what I can do for them to be able to have a sustainable living. And this one, they said you have to talk about this, Gloria, because you don't talk about a lot of things. That's why it's easy for people to say you are evil. But this is just one of the many initiatives that I've done out there. And then don't forget Kericho Sex for Work. You remember Kericho Sex for Work?
Yeah.
I was the only senator who had the balls to risk going to Kericho for an investigation because someone in the leadership of the House has very strong roots in that Kericho tea thing. Ah. And there was going to be a lot of backlash. So all the senators refused. They said they don't want to be part of it. I said I want to go for the investigations. And we ended up working with that team. They refused for me to table the report in Senate. They actually barred me from tabling the report from the investigation in Senate because the report is damning and the report shows corruption by omission by our leaders. And because they are benefiting in one way or another through the Kericho tea farms, so they cannot go and now, do all of that. So I've been involved, even the Quiver Lounge incidents where the manager was sleeping with everyone and threatening them and whatever. I went all the way to Quiver Kitengela to deal with that issue. It's just that people have been conditioned to think of me as a bad person. So I do hope that changes because now I'm talking and I want to keep talking and telling the things I've been doing behind the scenes. But I feel like I've actually, according to me and the environment I've had, I believe I have not only met the expectations, but I have superseded and I've surpassed the expectations of what is needed for me. So otherwise, I remain strong. I remain very positive about the women agenda. And yes, for as long as I'm alive, I'm going to put on my lipstick and I'm going to speak for women.
All right.
Yeah.
Good job you're
And
doing.
thank you for
Keep
having
at
me
it.
in this show. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for
Yeah.
being a darling, dressing the part.
Thank you.
And having champagne with us and talking about all of these things. You're like the female Rigiji.
I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, on the whistleblowing part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not because of anything. I just feel like you should not be like you're the female Rigiji. We should be like you're just Gloria. Okay. You see the way him is just Rigiji.
Yeah.
Then I'm just Gloria. The next one who comes can be like you're like Gloria.
You're the male Gloria. Yeah. So
But thank you, Obinna, and I'm going to investigate how this my person got to you. So
I have my ways. Deep state.
Deep state.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep doing the good job.
And maybe my team, people should know that I don't do these things alone. I have a very supportive team that has been with me for long, and my sister. And I need people to know that politics is not so bad. For the women who are out there, please, it's not bad. Politics is not bad. It looks difficult, it's harsh, but the rewards are good, and you can change your country. So don't feel like I've listened to her and I don't want anything to do with politics. No, please come, join us. As long as you have a supportive team, a supportive person, a supportive person.
Clearly, join it.
Yeah, then things will work. And God, and stand, and always remember to put God first.
Okay. So next up, I'm gonna be having Shalkido, then Wakisi, then after that one, we're gonna be having Kapedo, hopefully, because Pia Masapia Mesonga, but let's see how far we can go with this one.
Yeah.
I have an initiative that I'm doing that is for apologizing.
Oh, wait, before I go. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Aki, sorry. Pole, I'm sorry. Listen here. You know, for a long time, even my team used to think, one of my newest team, they used to think that I wear this as charms. Juzi venye wamenivuta parliament, they took one that I got from the head of UNFPA, Natalia Nakem. Ilivunjika, ikaanguka, it was so nini. But I thought, so this is a menstruation bracelet. And it doesn't mean that you're on your periods if you wear it. It just means that you're championing period equity and menstrual equity. And I think, Obinna, you need to wear this one because I see what you do with your daughter.
Yeah.
And just so that guys can know that you are sensitive and aware of the fact that. And I bought three more for your cast. And it is worn by both men and women. It's more about celebrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asante.
So I'll leave this with you.
Yes.
You can give to your team.
Napatia.
Thank you.
Career.
Yes, please, Muzivai. It's really, it's sensitization, awareness, and just to break the stigma.
Okay.
Yeah.
But asante sana.
Thank
you
you
for the gifts.
Yeah.
So I have an initiative for apologizing. So if you want to apologize, you can get to send me an email and I'm gonna drop my ego for you on your behalf. And I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna do the dirty work for you. Maybe you've offended your employer, maybe your employees, maybe your parents, maybe your person. It doesn't matter. Send me and I'm gonna do it. Just send me an email, tvobinna@gmail.com. Last time nili apologize, video ilikuwa kitukaa 10 minutes. Hata ya this week tena ni refu. Sasa tukaambia another video. Hatuwezi cheza video yote. Because ni ndefu lakini inakuanga ni process. And not all apologies are filmed, by the way. There are some that we do over the phone, some we do physical. Some anambia we record upost, wengine anambia hii usipost lakini ongea tu ni nini. We do all that. So just get in touch. I'll see you guys in a short while. Senator.
Thank you.
Asante sana. So by the way, ni senator?
Obvious.
Oh.
And by the way, once a senator, always a senator.
Wewe.